Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 11 of Unmatched. As you can see, I got a Carolina Panthers Julius Peppers jersey. Julius Peppers underrated, man. Like this dude, he was nice. He was
Nice
nice.
pass rusher.
Yeah, and I love their old jerseys. I don't know why. Like I mean, it's damn near the same thing, but like there was just something
Yeah.
about it that just it felt different. Um,
Steve Smith era. It was always.
exactly. Jake Delhomme.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a name. Um, NFL draft. Um, obviously, let's get this out of the way. Caleb Williams obviously went first overall. The
Yeah, we've known that for months. Like,
yeah, like the
that's
Bears
something.
couldn't. Given what had happened with Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, there's no way they could have not taken Caleb Williams this time
Yeah.
around. Um, so Caleb is a Chicago Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he has Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Khalil Herbert,
Jersey.
DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet, and with their ninth overall pick, which I was surprised by because I thought they were going O-line
Yeah.
or maybe even Brock Bowers, but they drafted.
They have Cole Kmet, right? That's still a sick tight end to have. He's young
Yeah, you
now.
can't go wrong with a two tight end set. You can't go wrong with
Yeah.
that. They drafted Roma Dunze out of Washington, like who many believe, like if not for Marvin Harrison being this
Yeah. People are trying
generational
to argue
talent.
that he was better than Marvin Harrison.
Yeah,
For
some
the
people
last,
felt.
I'd say, month, people
Yeah,
have been trying to argue that he's better than Marvin Harrison, which it's tough to see after like Marvin Harrison's his 2 years or 3 years there. It's
in
like
Ohio State.
he put up crazy numbers. So, but
Yeah,
that team is offensively stacked now.
and people were saying, and myself included, why didn't they do this for Justin Fields? You know what I mean? Like, there's no way you couldn't have put a better offense around Justin Fields. He only had DJ Moore for
DJ
one
Moore for
season,
one season. Yeah.
and he was injured. He missed like 4 or 5 games this year.
Besides that,
Um,
his best wide receiver was what Darnell Mooney, and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
he had potential, but really didn't do much in that system.
exactly. And then second overall pick, I was actually surprised. I thought the Commanders would go with Drake May, but they take Jaden Daniels, Heisman winner,
Mm-hmm.
who balled out this past season with LSU. I like the pick. I just
Mm-hmm.
like the command, like who I got Terry McLaurin actually, which I like.
Yeah,
So now Terry McLaurin finally had. Well, we'll see what Jaden Daniels becomes,
yeah.
but I'm optimistic. But now Terry McLaurin finally has a quarterback that's going to throw him the
Mm-hmm.
ball, and not just Sam Howell and who else has been their quarterback recently. I'm drawing a
Alex
blank.
Smith.
I don't.
It's
Was
a
Terry
while
McLaurin
ago.
there with Alex Smith?
I think his rookie season he might have had Alex Smith.
Why am I drawing a blank on Commanders quarterbacks?
Uh,
You see, now I gotta
um,
look this up.
Hold
yeah,
on.
that's what I'm doing.
Heineke, and they had
Yes,
Wentz.
Yeah, yeah.
Heineke and Wentz.
yeah, Carson Wentz, Taylor Heineke, Sam Howell. Like he has consistency, which I'm happy
Yeah.
about. Um, third overall pick, the Patriots draft Drake May. Um, I like it, but
Yeah,
Eh,
he,
he is
he
a
has
strong arm.
he has the least to work with out of the quarterbacks that were drafted in the first round.
yep.
He
That's
had
for
no
sure.
weapons to work with.
Zero, and he's gonna be thrown into the fire like he started. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he
So,
is.
I don't know.
um,
I think they might roll with Jacoby Brissett to start off with. They signed him in the free agency, and
mm,
I feel
that's a
like
good
this
point.
season it's going to be a similar system to what he saw before when he played for them. It's his
Yeah,
second go around
yeah,
there, so I
you
feel like
might
they're
be
going to
right.
get at least for I'd say half the season. You'll probably see Jacoby Brissett take the key, and like I saw like on draft night because Bill Belichick was
Yeah,
working with Pat McAfee, and he was talking about Drake May's biggest issue is his footwork, and I feel like that's
mm,
something they're going to probably try to work on before he gets the keys to the franchise.
that's true. And it's like also like they know they're not winning anything, so why rush him?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
true.
If they had,
Don't do the Mac Jones thing. Don't try to like.
yeah.
I mean, they didn't let Mac
Well, even
Jones
Mac Jones, like
succeed.
he like Cam Newton was kind of there until
Yeah,
and then whatever. I think Cam got injured, and then Mac
And
kind
it
of
was the
took
whole
over.
COVID the vaccine situation, all that
Yeah,
bullshit that
so
happened that season.
yeah. Um, fourth overall. With fourth overall pick.
Mm, Arizona.
Arizona, and they
Marvin
took
Harrison.
Marvin Harrison
There you
Jr.
go. Of
Yeah,
course, Marvin Harrison
perfect.
Jr.
That
I
perfect
love it.
fit for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it. Burnley just scored in the 88th penalty. Um, yeah, Man United. Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray. They needed a weapon. They didn't have a Hollywood Brown no more. They don't have a DeAndre Hopkins. Last season they didn't have him, and now Kyler gets, at least potential wise, the best receiver that he'll ever play with.
yeah.
Yeah.
If
So
everything
I,
shakes out like they're saying he is, and if
yeah,
they're saying he could be just as good as his father, that's a
yeah.
sick,
I think they're going to be a
sick
great
wide
duo. I
receiver
think
to
they
have.
put up numbers. Be exciting. Fifth overall, Chargers drafted Joe Alt.
Yeah.
Um,
Good
they
pick for
needed to.
them.
They needed an offensive tackle. I mean, yeah, yeah. I believe he's on. I believe he's on the left or right side. I can't remember
Yeah,
exactly,
but I
but
think they're gonna shift him to the right side no matter what, just because of
yeah,
what they have on the left.
Rashawn
So
Slater.
yeah,
Yeah. So Chargers. Listen, I think they're putting their faith in Quentin Johnson, who had a pretty bad rookie season.
that was
Um, and now they're giving him a second chance. You know, and listen, it's very possible to turn things around. Like
Oh yeah,
you
we've
look at
seen it.
a guy like Tony Gonzalez, like his rookie season, he he was not that good. He had a lot of drops, and look what his career became. Right? They still
Yeah,
had
even
faith in him. They still believed in his ability.
even Devontae Adams' his first season with Green Bay, he had a lot of
Yeah,
drops, and that's like he's known for being a guy with great hands and great route running, right? So things happen, but it's the Harbaugh system, right? He did it everywhere he's been to in his career. It's built from the O line out, and I feel like that's the smartest way to do it. Protect your quarterback, build the run game, and then everything else will follow.
true. It's true. Um, Sixth, I believe it was the Giants.
Yeah. They
Yes.
I
they took
believe they
Malik
drafted
Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors. They need a
Yeah.
receiver, but they need also need a
Yeah.
quarterback. They,
They need a lot.
It's
yeah,
tough
they
to
need a
draft
quarterback.
a quarterback when you're paying Daniel Jones
Yeah.
$40 million,
Yeah, that's a
and
mistake. They
like,
should have never
and
given.
he's getting paid $40 million with no weapons. So it's like they're not really letting him succeed, and
Well,
they let
now he
his
has
best player
weapons
go.
because now you have a Malik Neighbors and now you have a Jalen Hyatt on the other side, right? Like, and you still
Yeah.
have a
Yeah,
Darius
but
Slayton. So
yeah.
and you have Darren Waller, who's injury prone, yes, but
I think
when
he was
he's
gonna
on the
retire
field,
at one point this offseason. Like,
as
I don't know,
well.
I
And
kept reading things about him.
yeah, um, seventh overall. So let's just go through the top 10, and
Yeah.
then after
Yeah,
we can just like
Key
whatever.
pickups.
I'll talk
most
about the
of
Dolphins, Steelers, whatever,
the
you know. Who had the seventh pick?
Tennessee.
seventh pick was the Titans, and they took a tackle, JC Latham.
Okay, there you go. All right, so seventh overall pick, Titans take JC Latham. They're also another team that I don't know about Will Levis yet. He looked good last
Yeah, he
season in
did.
the games that he
Yeah,
did play,
he has a good arm.
but like I need to see more.
Yeah,
Um,
it's too early
but
to
they
give up
need,
on him. They took him in the
yeah,
second round last year, right? So
for sure.
no point of drafting one of these guys because especially now with I'd say the top three guys that everyone established as go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
There's not really a point to try to bite
take
on
off.
one of these guys when you have Levis there that is still a question mark.
Exactly. Number eight. Now this is probably the biggest talking point. The Atlanta Falcons draft Michael Penix Jr. Now, I
I
think
love
he's
the
one of
pick.
the best quarterbacks in the draft.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
I
great
thought he
season
was the
at one.
second best QB in the draft.
Yeah, that's
Me,
I have no yeah no debate about that. He's freaking awesome.
great arm.
Now
Arm.
yes, I get the pick and I like the pick, but I would like it more if you didn't just give Kirk Cousins 4 years, 180.
Yep.
Because if you knew you were gonna draft Michael Penix Jr., I don't know why you gave Kirk Cousins that money. Like the most you can sit Michael Penix Jr. First of all, he's 25. It's 2 years.
24.
24, sorry.
He's still 24. Yeah,
Regardless,
still 2 years.
It's the
2 years,
regardless.
2 years.
right? Like
Yeah,
I would have loved if you just took Michael Penix at the beginning of the season, and if you didn't want to rush him, let Desmond. No, Desmond. No, sorry, Desmond Ritter's not even on the team. He was awful.
And he's not a guy Penix should learn from.
No, at all. But
It's the contract size.
Michael Penix with Drake London, with Kyle Pitts, with Bijan Robinson, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But Kirk Cousins is there. That's the problem.
I think though, like, because he has a lot of guaranteed, but it's $100 million guaranteed out of his contract.
So
I think a lot of it is in the first 2 years. So they technically could cut bait with him after the first 2 years if Penix like shows in camp and in practices that he is the guy. I mean, like the only problem with
I wouldn't even want to. Like I would start Michael Penix Jr. over Kirk Cousins today. I really would.
Yeah, I mean, he like I've been reading a lot of stuff, and a lot of the guys think he was, besides Caleb Williams, he was probably the most pro-ready guy in this draft as one of the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
His biggest issue has always been injuries. He's torn his ACL twice. Even at the end of this season, he had broken ribs in the national championship game. He had the big padding around him, ready for him.
But to be fair, he did. His knee injuries were like a couple years back. Like it wasn't like last year. It was the last 2 years he's been relatively healthy.
Yeah, it was his first season he tore his ACL, and I think the year after, 2 years after he had torn it. I think it was 19 and 21 or something like that he had torn both his ACLs. But still, like those are big issues, right? Pretty sure they were in the same knee as well, which is kind of a big factor, I feel like.
Yeah.
But
there was talk that he would look good in Miami, right? Because of his deep ball throwing ability, right? Like it would be a better fit with guys like Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill as opposed to Tua, who sometimes underthrows it. He's accurate, of course, but who sometimes underthrows the deep ball, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I saw those rumors. I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm a big Tua guy, so like, but I get the logic behind it. They're both lefties, so it's not like it's a big shift for the teams.
Yeah.
And you kind of reset the clock on rookie deal, right? Because Tua's up at the end of the season, and instead you would have Penix for 5 years of a rookie contract, which helps you build out the team and pay other guys in those 5 years. But I wouldn't have cut bait with Tua yet.
Yeah. Number 9. Who had number 9?
Vikings.
That's
it was JJ McCarthy.
No,
sorry. It was Bears or Dunze.
That's 9. Yeah, Bears with Roma.
10 was JJ McCarthy.
Oh yeah. So whatever.
We already talked about this pick.
Number 9, we already spoke about it. Roma Dunze goes to the Chicago Bears. I love the pick. Number 10, and a lot of people thought that the Vikings would trade up for this pick.
They did. They traded one spot up, I think.
Yeah.
Trade up with the Chargers. A lot of people thought that the Vikings would trade up to the Chargers spot and take JJ McCarthy,
which was crazy.
But yeah, listen, I like JJ, and he's probably maybe not anymore, but it's between him and Caleb in terms of who's going to the best situation offensively for quarterbacks.
I think it's JJ. I mean, just having.
It's just because for me, it's like you have 3 guys on the Bears, right? Like whereas like it's just Justin Jefferson's obviously the top 3 receiver in the league. We know that, but like Jordan Addison is good.
He had a great rookie season this year.
He did, but I wouldn't put him like. I'll put it to you this way: if you had to like rate the top 5, their top 5 receivers, I think the Bears would have 3 of them.
I don't know. I like Keenan Allen, but like.
Well, Keenan Allen would definitely be second.
But I'm saying like careers, right? Like one guy's going down, the other guy's going up, right? Because Keenan's 32.
Yeah, so but that's why you have a guy like DJ Moore, who kind of complements. And now you have Roma, who I think Roma Dunze will probably be better than Jordan Addison.
Okay, but then the Vikings have T.J. Hawkinson, right? Who's top. Last season was probably the best tight end in the league, like receiving wise in numbers.
But then look at running backs, right? Like they don't like the Bears have Khalil Herbert. They have. I like DeAndre Swift more than Aaron Jones. It's just me.
Oh, I mean, like youth and health. I mean, health. Swift was injured a lot in Detroit, but last season was a fully healthy year. But I mean, Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones had a really bad year last year.
He did.
Sorry.
Aaron Jones had a bad year last year.
I think it's because he was just hurt a lot. You saw at the end of the year when he was finally healthy, he helped. Like that playoff run that the Green Bay Packers went on was he was a
Yeah,
big part of it.
that's
He
Jordan
put
Love
up
though. That's
crazy
Jordan
numbers.
Love. Yeah,
Yeah,
but Jordan Love was fantastic.
yeah.
Anyways, I think
Still a
it's
great position to be in for either one of
yeah.
the quarterbacks. You have
So
weapons
I think
like people were questioning like JJ McCarthy's abilities because he was in Michigan and it was a run heavy system. Well, this is the perfect system to like. If you fail here, you're gonna fail anywhere in the NFL because
our offense
there's
is so
hardly
good.
any other player like there's any other situations that are going to be better than this, right?
Yeah.
And who knows, he might not even start right away because, remember they signed Sam Darnold in the offseason.
I
And
don't think he'll start week one. I think Darnold's probably
no,
going to have the first couple weeks of the
well,
season.
we heard people rave about the 49ers at least were raving about Sam Darnold. And if not for Brock Purdy being Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold maybe would have got some starts. So
Yeah,
we'll see if he revitalized his career or not. Um, some other notable picks: Broncos take Bo Nix.
yeah,
They needed a quarterback. Whatever, he was the best remaining
Yeah.
quarterback available.
yeah,
He seems like a Sean Payton kind of guy.
yeah.
Um,
Seems like a leader type guy as a quarterback.
yeah,
Like he was in college for a long time. I feel like
yeah,
he developed that sort of presence. So
yeah.
and he's
Jared Verse,
that QB room is a little
yeah,
uh,
iffy,
Zach
iffy to
Wilson,
say the
Bo
least.
Nix, and Jared Stidham, and they had another guy, no? Uh, oh, the guy from the Giants this season. Uh,
Tommy DeVito,
yeah, DeVito.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Um, Jared Verse goes to the LA Rams. I like that pick. Your Miami Dolphins draft Chop Robinson,
yeah,
who's
who
very good.
measurables high as shit.
Yeah,
Like combine numbers and everything was amazing.
yeah,
Everyone said probably has one of the highest potentials in this draft, at least as a defensive player. Just
yeah.
didn't really put up numbers in college. I
No,
don't know if it was system wise or whatever, but we run a similar with the new defensive coordinator. They were saying we run a similar system to Penn State, so we'll see how that works out.
he he was dominant in that Michigan game with Penn State.
Yeah, he
In
was.
fact,
I
he
saw the
was a big
highlights.
reason as to why they ran the ball 30
Hmm.
plus straight times because he
Yeah,
was just unblockable.
yeah, and he runs like a 4.5 40 or something like
Yeah,
that, which is crazy for a defensive player. So I like the pick, but like we needed help on the defensive end. We suffered the two injuries last year with Chubb and Phillips. We brought in Shaquille Barrett, and I feel like with Chop Robinson, I feel like it's going to be a nice kind of rotation, and it
yeah,
helped fill the void with Christian Wilkins going to the Raiders. So
yeah. And Bradley Chubb is injury prone, so it's
yeah,
like a backup plan. Um, my Pittsburgh Steelers, and I don't want to botch his name. Font now, I believe is his how you
yeah,
pronounce his last name.
Troy,
Troy Font now.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I like the pick. I think our offensive line. And we also drafted Zach Frazier center. Out of what did he go to again? I can't remember. But the Steelers had a good draft. Roman Wilson. Are you crazy? Receiver out of Michigan. He's a Steeler guy. Peyton Wilson, linebacker out of NC State, who I just found out about yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know the linebacker at NC State. I'm sorry. I didn't watch NC State during the season, but I hear great things. Everyone's been raving about that pick, so I'm excited about that. But our offensive line is coming along. Maybe Najee Harris can finally get some goddamn help when he runs the ball, and our quarterbacks can get some goddamn protection. And on top of that, we got scrambling quarterback, so that helps. Anyways, we're looking good. Sounds like we're gonna win the AFC North. That's just me. Um,
the
Dallas
Eagles
took
drafted two cornerbacks. I'm shocked about.
yeah,
Sorry,
Quinion Mitchell. They needed corners, and I believe they
and
also drafted Cooper DeJean.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Yeah.
so they
Point man
addressed their
corner
corner
returns.
problem. Yes, for the first time since what, like I think 2001 or the early 2000s or something like
Took a
that.
long 20 plus
Um,
years since that
exactly.
white corner was drafted.
Yeah. So when you look at it, it's they needed corners because for me that was their biggest issue last year.
I
Uh,
think it was whole secondary was.
yeah, their front seven is solid. The front seven is solid, but
Yeah, and
it
they made it
was
even more solid last year when they drafted Jalen Carter, right? Like he was
yes,
a stud,
yeah,
but that
and you have
secondary was
Nolan Smith as
off.
well.
It was off, like especially like the safety position. They were soft because Gardner Johnson left and went to Detroit, but now he's back, so like that's gonna help. And then now they overloaded on corners, and they still have Bradbury, right? So
Yeah, exactly. So I like that. Um, Dallas Turner went to the what team did he go to again? I forget.
Dallas Turner.
uh,
Yeah,
Uh,
let me check.
I think he was like 17th pick or some shit. I just can't remember the
oh,
team.
the Vikings.
Yes. Oh
Went to
man,
the
they had a good
Vikings.
draft.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Dallas Turner restart. Um, goes to the Minnesota Vikings, and I like that pick. I think they had a good
mm-hmm.
draft. You draft JJ, you
Yep,
draft Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
Adjust. You can't go wrong with a good pass rusher, and he was viewed as by some people at least as
yeah.
being the best uh, edge rusher in this draft. Um, so Minnesota had a good draft. I like what they did. Um,
Want to
so
talk about
that's
how
definitely.
the Bills
Oh my
situation?
God. Yeah. So the
Oh
Chiefs.
man.
So the Bills, I believe, had the 26th pick, or
Uh,
24th. It was maybe 24th
28th,
or
I think.
oh, was it
28th.
28th?
At the
Okay,
28th,
sorry.
yeah.
So the
Well,
Bills
this.
had the 28th. Oh my God, Mike Mignon. Oh my fucking God,
Juve
bro.
What
scored.
do you do?
Sky got injured in warm up. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Can we get this fucker off my team, dog? Honestly, like, no, he needs to go. We need to sell him to Bayern. Like, this shit is ridiculous. This
I
shit
thought
is
you
fucking
loved him.
ridiculous. Bro, first of all, he wants 7 million, which is what Leao basically makes, or Theo, whoever the fuck it is. But my nigga, you didn't have a good season, bro.
No, he's
You
not been
didn't you
great
did
on the
not
Nah,
have
Bills
a
he had
good
a horrible season
bro.
this year.
Okay, horrible is a bit
Well, in
aggressive.
terms of like compared to the
his
year
standards.
prior and his
Yeah,
standards.
Yeah, the last 2 years. I mean, the last 3 years, because even his last year in Lille, they won the league and everything like that. He's been
Yeah.
great
yo,
for a
come
long time
on,
now.
yo, Lil, come on, winning the league with Lil is crazy. With PSG there, that's nuts.
Yeah, that team was stacked though with young talent.
Yeah.
Who
It
was on
happens
it? I don't
every
know.
so often. Like
I'm pretty
what
sure wasn't it
happened in
Renato
Monaco.
Sanchez was on the team. It was him. It was there was a lot of good guys on that team that eventually moved out to bigger teams in Europe. But yeah, we can continue. Sorry, what you were
No,
saying about
honestly, fuck, like no. If he wants that much money, if he wants like 4 million, whatever, of course. But if he wants 7 million, no, come on, bro, that's just crazy. You're not even producing. You're not putting up $7 million worth of game. Like I'd rather go get Kabaseki out of Atalanta, bro. He's fucking
but
nice. You know what I mean?
that's gonna be like a 60 mil type
But
of
I mean, he
purchase.
should be the third
No, at
highest paid on
40.
the team.
EAFC says 40. Um, what'd you say, Paul?
He should technically be the third highest on the team in terms of quality. Like the only players
Yeah,
I see getting paid that should be
Yeah.
paid more than them are Leao and
Rio Hernandez
Hernandez.
and yeah,
No
and
one
maybe
else.
Tamori.
Yeah, tomorrow
And
I
maybe
could see
tomorrow.
being
We
paid.
also need to see. We also need to see what we do in the offseason, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna shoot myself. Sorry, getting off topic, but this fucker, we apparently that fuck
Apparently,
ass
talks with
nigga
Lopetegui.
is like he's the guy. I'm like I said, Killian Murphy, Peaky Blinders. Like I want to shoot myself in the head. What are we talking about, bro? This are we serious? This motherfucker, like he's not a Fabio Capello. He's not a Arrigo Sacchi, bro. He's not a Ancelotti. Like when's the last time Milan had took some bum? Okay, well not bum, but I guess that's what we do, really, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah,
But
you don't take the
As of
cream of the
lately,
crop.
yeah, we don't really get big. Like we make the coaches big names. Like Arrigo Sacchi wasn't a big name. Fabio Capello wasn't a
shocked
big
that
name.
we're going to go with Van Bommel. Just feel like that would have been like
I
a
want.
I would
I
have
just
preferred
want.
Van Bommel actually.
yeah,
I
same.
want De Zerbi or Conte. That's what I want. I want big names.
I
I don't
don't. I'd
fucking
rather
want.
not have Conte at Milan. I don't. It doesn't suit you
I don't
guys.
find the fit there.
We
Yeah,
would be
same.
so good for 2 years, though. Like we would be we would be unreal for 2 years. and then maybe it would just go to shit. But those 2 years would be magical. And De Zerbi would stay there for like 5 years, bro. At
But
least, like he's a Milan guy. Why
yeah,
don't we just fucking pay the 15 million and take him, bro? Who cares?
where did
Reigns,
Lopetegui coach anyways?
I don't even know who he
Spain
is.
everywhere. And so I remember he had signed for Madrid and then left before the season started.
All I
That
know is
was the biggest story I remember him. He had signed for Madrid, was going to be the Madrid coach, and then some shit popped off, and he had to resign before the season started.
Ibrahimovic got to stop this. He has to put his foot down. He has to put his foot down. And this why.
Oh,
This is why. What were you saying, Paul?
he coached the Madrid B team, Spain under
That's
21,
early on.
Porto,
Yeah,
Spain,
that's early
Real
on.
Madrid for like
A
A
day.
month.
yeah,
It was
Sevilla,
it
and
was
then oh he coached. Oh wait, is he coaching Wolves right now? No,
probably.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
so that's where he's
He is
coming
close.
from.
Yeah, what I
Sheffield just
mean,
got relegated.
Sorry.
Sheffield got relegated.
Yeah, but that's no surprise.
Yeah. He's coaching the Wolves right now. Anyways, he's fucking trash. That's why I can't wait for my nigga Maldini to come back with the Saudi takeover. Are you fucking stupid? Once he comes with the Saudi takeover and then he's the president of the team, we are so back. We are fucking back, dog.
His
Everything,
most
all
coaching
these.
experience was Sevilla, 2019 to 2022. So he has some Europa trophies.
Anyways, fucking. Once we get the Saudi takeover, because a lot of niggas are Milan fans. It's just not cool to be a Milan player as it used to be. You know what I mean? So once we get the Saudi takeover, bro, Mbappe's favorite team was Milan, dog. He literally said, if I come to Italy, it's because of Milan,
Yeah,
bro.
that's like 5 years out now. He'll come like
Yeah,
maybe in his like when he's 30. And so, I mean, he just went to Madrid. He's what, 23,
yeah.
24,
After, no, he's like
25.
25,
He's our
25.
age.
Yeah. Well, once he gets to Real Madrid, he'll spend like 6, 7 years. We'll get him when he's a little bit washed. But hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Anyways,
Back
Buffalo
to
Bills,
Yeah.
28th pick. They don't even draft
they
in the
need
first round.
they need
They
a
need
wide
a
receiver.
receiver. Now they ended up drafting Keon Coleman out of Florida State, who I think is a good. I believe they drafted
You
Keon Coleman
sure
out of
they were
Florida State.
28th?
Yes, they traded out. They traded with the Chiefs.
Yes, that's true. Okay.
No.
Because
Yeah.
Chiefs took Xavier Worthy at 28.
But because the Bills had the 28th pick,
Yeah.
and right before the pick, they traded it with the Bills. The Bills traded to the
Did they have
Chiefs.
the 28th
They had the
pick?
28th
No,
pick, and
because
Keon Coleman
they
went on the
got bounced out in
first.
the divisional. So
what?
they got bounced out in the divisional. So isn't it the NFC championship and the AFC championship teams are 32, 31, 30, 29? Oh, maybe they would be 28 then. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so they would be 28.
Yeah, because Buffalo went to
But
the
and
33rd.
then but that's because they traded the Chiefs pick right after
Yeah,
again to go
exactly.
one spot back
Panthers.
once
They,
again.
they traded to the
But
Panthers.
yeah, the Bills got rid of all their wide receivers. They don't have Gabe Davis. They don't have Stephon Diggs, and
They don't have
their position of need is a wide receiver. And they make this trade with the Chiefs, who right now position of need is a wide receiver as well. So like I don't know what the fuck I don't know what they were thinking, like what the Chiefs were going to do with their pick. If they thought the Chiefs were going to try to go defensive or something like that, but they steal Xavier Worthy, who's the fastest wide receiver in combine
and
history now, and I feel like
and
that's a
and
weapon Patrick
when
Mahomes uses.
Patrick Mahomes saw him break, like I think he was tweeting about it, and then they were just kind of like talking, like, oh, maybe we can link up, get drafted,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And they made it happen, and hopefully for the Chiefs' sake, that he becomes more of a Tyreek Hill and not a McCall Hardman, because they've drafted speed before and it hasn't, necessarily worked out. And McCall Hardman was maybe not expected to be as good as Tyreek Hill, but he was expected to
yeah,
be some semblance of Tyreek Hill next, and he just
yeah.
didn't pan out like that. But like I said, they still ended up getting a receiver, Keon Coleman, who, like I said, I think is a good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But like to throw him into the fire and just be like, yo, like you're like gonna get like fucking. I mean, obviously he's gonna be ecstatic. He's playing with Josh Allen, and he's gonna go to a
Yeah,
shitload of targets. but we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. And they still have a two tight end threat with Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, so that's solid.
And I think Kincaid's going to be a
Yeah,
beast
Kincaid's the
for
number one
years.
tight end for sure,
Yeah.
in my opinion, at least. So, that's it for the NFL draft. As news comes out and as the season wanes closer, we'll come up with our predictions, MVPs, division winners, Super Bowl winners. A little bit way too early Super Bowl picks.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it. Let's get to some NBA action.
Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy. It's so
You
crazy.
want to talk about the big series first, or?
Well, let's talk about the Celtics being ass.
Hey, you said it. You said
We said they steal a
it's
game. It's Miami. I just didn't
I,
think.
I
I
literally
thought it
said
was going to be game
Spoelstra.
3, but
I literally said Spoelstra is going to steal you a game, and I also said in the process, I said they're probably going to hit like 23s or some shit, and they hit 23. Um, they're fucking. It's embarrassing. Like I should have been proven wrong, but I wasn't. Uh, Once again, Jason Tatum don't do nothing. Like it's actually honestly
I mean,
watching you guys. He didn't do shit in the fourth quarter. Don't do that. He did not do shit in the fourth quarter.
yeah. I mean, the real blame is KP.
Yeah,
Right?
he was. Yeah, but like
KP averages 20 a game. He put up 5. That's the
yes,
same
Yeah.
number. Like he
yes,
had a really bad game.
but like
To be fair, no one had
we're
points.
we're, we're blaming
No,
your loss
what
on
do you
we're
mean?
blaming your
Brown
loss
had
on the
35 and Tatum
I'm
had
saying
25.
besides Brown and Tatum, no one had
Yeah.
points. Derek White's the only other double digits. It was 13 points.
but also it's like I'm not blaming the loss to Miami, okay? Not to not like D'Angelo Russell and the Denver Nuggets
We'll
in the
get
LA
into
series.
that one.
We'll
We'll get
get
to
to
that
that.
later.
I'm not blaming this loss on the third or fourth best guy on your
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum didn't do shit in the fourth quarter, and the game wasn't a blowout. It's not like there was
No,
he
we
just
lost by
didn't do
10.
shit.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown had 35, whatever. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about a motherfucker that had 35 points in the game unless he like was really ass in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter. But Jason Tatum was ass in the fourth quarter. All you ever see are the memes of him dancing. Well, not him dancing, sorry. That light skinned dude
He
that
got
looks like
banned.
Jason Tatum.
Oh
He got
yeah.
banned
He
from
got
what?
banned on Twitter.
No.
That's hilarious. That's
Yeah,
so
for
funny.
doing those
If
videos.
I was
Hilarious.
Jason Tatum, that's a marketing, bro. I'm making commercials with this guy. Me and this guy have to make a commercial. That's genius. That is
Yeah.
so genius.
To win
Embrace
the
it.
series first.
I gotta be his PR person or something. Um, Listen, I still think you guys are gonna win the series.
I'm
I
I'm
hope.
confident that he don't win another game. After I think
I don't know
because
about
of
that.
I don't trust Missoula as a coach. I think the Celtics a lot of the time lose focus because they think they're better than they are, and that's why they always drop dumb games. And we're gonna see this in every series. I feel like we'll be favorites in every series, and then we're gonna drop a game where we play like absolute dog shit. Just that I feel like that's on coaching, but I've said it before. I'm not the biggest Missoula fan,
Uh,
so I feel like that's something we're gonna see a lot, and people are gonna put that into question, which is good because coaching is a big part of it. But like I feel like there's gonna be a game in pretty much every series where we throw out a dud, and if we get to the finals against the Nuggets, you can't have those games.
no,
So
absolutely not.
we'll see.
But is Butler out
I
for the
don't think so.
series?
Pretty much. I haven't heard any news about him
Yeah.
practicing or anything like that. So
It comes down, but honestly, like your top two players have to show up, and it's not like Tatum. Tatum showed up until the fourth quarter. But the thing is, if they're the only points you're getting, then
yeah,
it's not happening, right? Like you need a third, fourth option averaging 15, 20 or around, right?
but then
Because the
that's
thing
supposed
is,
to be KP, right?
Miami's always done this where a guy will not play half a season and then come off the bench in the playoffs and he'll have a game where he's dropping 20, 25 points and that gets them over the finish line. You know what I mean? So it's like Caleb Martin gets 21 points. They get hot from 3.
Again,
But
again, every year in the playoffs,
he
Caleb
gets
Martin
hot.
shows
So the
up
thing is,
against us.
if their third, fourth options are matching your second, third options, then like, you know what I mean? You can't have just a two team player team because you'll never get over the finish line, especially with Miami, who seems like you put any player off the bench who's never been spoken about before, and they'll get you points or they'll get you rebounds, they'll get you defensive. That's Miami, and that's Spoelstra coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Miami might get a game simply because they won game two. If you went to Miami with a 2-0 series lead, I
Mm-hmm.
would feel more comfortable in that prediction. But for me
But
to
I will say
for me to
this.
think that you guys will go into Miami and get game 3 and 4, that's a lot.
I will say this though. Boston's home record in the last 3 seasons in the playoffs is much worse than our away record. We have a fantastic
How?
away,
In the
away home.
playoffs,
In the playoffs, we have a better record away from the Garden than we do in the Garden. Especially
that's
the
fair.
season we went to the finals, I'm pretty sure we won almost all of our away games
That's
and lost
I'm
only
gonna be
madness.
fair
four
on
home
that
games,
shit. I went to game
which is
5,
crazy because the
Milwaukee
Garden
and
is like
Boston.
a huge home advantage, and we haven't been winning there.
When I tell you, you guys pissed me off. I went to the Garden, game 5, and I love Bobby Portis, but I was kind of mad that I went to a game and Bobby Portis was the guy who won the game. Like that bothered me. And
Yeah.
also Marcus Smart fucked up. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I was so cheesy. I didn't even see a shot get off for a buzzer beater, bro. He turned over the rock. I was so pissed. Anyways, um, listen, you guys will win. Whatever. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's stay in the Eastern Conference though. Knicks, Sixers.
Dude,
I
Same
really
here.
like
I
yo
hate.
Knicks. Like you lose Mitchell Robinson, who has a sprained ankle, probably the same ankle that was giving him problems earlier in the season. You don't
Yeah.
have a Julius Randle. I'm starting to get a little bit concerned with them. Um,
And especially you couldn't stop Embiid now. What
they
are you
they
gonna do
they,
without
they
two?
won't be able. They won't. They just won't.
Yeah.
But you know,
I still think they go through in like 6. I'm not
I
like
think
it's more
yo,
worrisome now, but I still think they're gonna pull through. I'll be
it
honest.
depends on how Joel Embiid plays. Because if he's gonna go and play like he did in Game 3, like they'll probably lose.
Yeah, but if you can't stop Embiid, you're gonna have to stop. You just have to stop everything around him. I guess it's easier said than done.
Yeah,
Can you stop Maxi right now? Because Maxi's been playing great too,
he's been
right?
playing well.
Yeah.
He's been playing very well. I don't know. That honestly, that at this point is starting to feel like a toss up in that series. I'm not really sure who will.
Yeah.
I'm still sticking with the Knicks that I picked, and I think once they get out of this round, I think it'll be a little bit easier for them because
Yeah.
they're not gonna have to go up against a guy like Joel Embiid that just no one in the league can guard, right? Like now they're gonna start playing guys because I think the Pacers are gonna beat the Bucks. Now they can match up well against the Pacers because for the most part the Pacers are a perimeter. They have perimeter players,
Yeah.
right? Miles Turner, I'm Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein. Like you can deal with that,
Yeah.
right? Or and then if they go up against the Celtics, it's a perimeter team outside of Kristaps. Like it just starts to match up better for them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I still think the Knicks will win it. But we'll see what happens. I know I said Philly in 6 on Twitter, but I was just trolling my friend. So if anyone sees that, like, don't think I'm being serious.
I just hate.
Um,
I hate watching Embiid sometimes. It's a 300-pound tantrum on the court. Dude,
and a lot of
and
flopping.
I love his skill set. Like he's one of the best big mans in a long time.
Yeah,
Like he's dominant and can like stretch. Like that's
best big
insane
man since my
quality.
guy Joakim Noah.
Yeah, so it's insane quality. It's just like, bro, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's frustrating at times, but it's an interesting series. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Um, Orlando and Cleveland. Orlando slapped up Cleveland
Yeah.
back home in Game 3. Paolo Banchero, man, this motherfucking nice. Paolo Banchero is so nice. Like, just wait till they get more experience. They get some better players. Like, they are gonna be title contenders within the next 2 seasons, really and truly. Like, within the next 2 years, they're gonna be title contenders. Um, and they're so what? When's the last time you've seen the number one overall pick get spoken about so little in the
Yeah.
NBA?
And he
Like
came
And
really,
he
in
put up
he came
numbers.
in ready. Like he's
and
the
he's
most
putting
ready
up man.
rookie I
He
could
averaged
see.
20 in his rookie season.
Yeah.
or 19, 20, whatever it was. He put
Yeah.
up points. He didn't shoot well from three. We know that, but he's a rookie,
Yeah.
right? Like, and this season he's taken the next step. He helped lead. Well, he's the guy. He helped
He
lead
is.
Orlando to the
Made
playoffs.
an
So
All-Star team in his second season too,
the All
and
Star
no, you
team,
don't hear
like
anything about it.
exactly.
Might be the
So
market, but like no one really talks
it's
about Orlando, right?
exactly.
So it's
But
tough
like,
for
but
him to
that
get
doesn't,
love. But
Zion went to the Pelicans. Like he's people talk
yeah,
about Zion all the time. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's also no
and it's
more
not like
wins
it's
in
anything different, right? They're both Duke products, right? So it's like they had the same
exactly.
type of coverage in college. So it's like
Exactly. So that series is I think Orlando takes game four. I think this is gonna be a series where the home team wins every game. To be
yeah,
quite honest with you. I think it'll go to seven. I think Cleveland will just, with their experience factor as well, I
yeah.
think
I
I
still
think they'll
think
take it.
Cleveland.
And then Pacers and Bucks last night. I was working, so I was this. It was on the TV. I was watching bits and
Mm-hmm.
pieces. They were up by like a lot, and
Yeah.
when I looked at the final score, I'm like, how the fuck did this game go to OT? Like you guys were up by so much. Like what are we doing? They're lucky they won that game because if they lost that game, they would have been in trouble. They won that game. Tyrese Halliburton probably had his best game in a while, to be quite honest with
Yeah.
you.
It's before the injury.
Yeah. Before the injury, maybe. Um, I just think without Giannis, like Chris Middleton had a
Yeah,
fantastic game, but Dame, you know, apparently has a bit of an Achilles issue,
Yeah. He
right? Like,
tweaked it
I
on the fall.
obviously not torn, but
no, he
if
came back in
Dame,
the game. No,
yes, but
yeah,
he told Doc
Yeah, I saw this.
Rivers that he's like, yeah, bro, it's got to be a decoy. Like, I don't have any explosiveness to me right now. So, if Dame is
I
hobbled,
think it's
he
a
has
wrap
no
if
shot
Dame
of winning the
is.
game.
Yeah,
None.
Unless Giannis comes back like next game. So we'll
yeah,
see what happens. And listen, Giannis is he missed a couple of games the last two playoffs. You know what I mean? Like
in the
some
first
pretty
round. He's missed the first couple games in the first round the last 2 years.
yeah. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm keeping an eye on that. I'm keeping an eye on that. So I think the Pacers are going to win that series. And they just have they're just so explosive
Yeah.
offensively. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? You just look at all the guys on that team, like Obi Toppin. You know what I mean? Miles Turner, um, Tyrese Halliburton. You know what I mean? Andrew Nemhard. Like these, like they just find ways to
Pascal
score.
Siakam. No, yeah,
Pascal Siakam,
Yeah.
right? Like, and he's having. And listen, I didn't find
he
he
had a
played good when he first got traded. Like, I didn't think it panned out the way I thought it would. But
he had a
in the
big
playoffs,
playoff game. Yeah,
he had
Yeah.
35 or 36 in games one and
yeah,
two. You know what I mean? Like he's been playing fantastic. So yeah, no, and I think it's perfect for him because a lot of the pressure is off of him, right? When he was on
yeah,
Toronto, the last time he
It
made
was
the playoffs
all
with
on him.
Toronto, it was kind of all on him and Fred, and now it's like this team is so fast paced and there's so many guys to guard. Like it really
yeah.
you got Mathurin, right? Like it's like it just relieves a lot of pressure. And I love TJ McConnell. I think he's probably the best backup point guard in the league. Um, so no, yeah, I think they're winning this series.
Yeah.
Western Conference, Lakers, Nuggets are up to go. Let's move on. Dallas,
Whoa, we
Oh.
don't want to talk
Well, I
about
mean, we were
D'Lo.
to be honest, we were right. We said this is a series where, like, AD and LeBron are gonna do their thing. You need D'Angelo Russell and other pieces to step up, and they didn't. And
no,
when you
D'Angelo's
have
had
when you
zero
have a
points.
roster, when you have a roster like the Nuggets where all five players can get you 20 points in the starting, you're not gonna get by.
But they've
Aaron
had
Gordon
double
was
digit
crazy.
leads in every game. The
Yeah,
Lakers
that's the
have had
problem.
double digit
Yeah.
leads in every game and they've lost, which is
That's the
crazy.
problem.
They're up by 20 points in one game and they still lost.
Double
That's
digits
No,
don't
game
mean
three
as
they were up
much
by
anymore, I find.
10 and still lost. Like it's just you can and it's, like people are dogging on AD and shit like because I mean in game two he didn't put up a shot or you only put up one shot in the third, which yeah I get it, but he still had what 35, 36 or whatever at that
Yeah, but
point.
come on, you gotta go score.
Yeah,
You gotta go
Yeah.
but
score.
it's
You gotta
yeah.
go score.
But game two, it looked like Jokic was just unstoppable. Like in that fourth quarter, he was just being able to do anything he wanted at any time, even with AD guarding him, who what a top three defender in the league. I don't know, it's tough. Like when you can't stop, like when you really can't stop a guy, what chance do you really have? It's like,
Well, the thing is that AD shouldn't be able to be stopped either. But once again, it's a
Yeah,
mentality
yeah,
thing,
it's a mentality thing with him.
um,
yeah.
which is just, anyways. So they'll be lucky to get a game. They'll probably get swept. Game two was the one to win. They
It
didn't.
was.
Um, I'm starting to not like the Nuggets. I'm starting to not like the Nuggets. I don't know why. Um, so hopefully my guy Anthony Edwards, one of my favorite players in the league, he can stop this shit next round.
Wouldn't they only meet in the conference finals?
No, I don't think so because
It'd be next round.
yeah, because the Oklahoma City will play the winner of Clippers Mavs.
Ah, okay.
So hopefully, and honestly, I'm trying to get to a point where I'm like, if it's the Mavs that have to get this shit done, Mavs, please get this shit done. But I'm not. I don't know if I'm there yet because I don't like Luka. Not because he's not a good player. I just, whatever. There's just something about him. I think I don't like. But he is a Madrista, so
Okay.
um,
Well, he
shout
played
out.
for Madrid.
Yeah,
Yes.
he
Well,
played for.
Florentino Perez was at the game last
He
night.
was.
Yeah, he's at the
I'm
game.
pretty sure he owns both. He owns the basketball team too. No, I feel
Well,
like he
I don't
owns
think
both.
he's the owner. I
Yeah.
think he's the president.
Sorry. Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he's president of all things Madrid. I would assume it's
Yeah.
just that less attention is paid to
The Euro League.
their basketball team, whatever fucking
Yeah.
academies they have down there.
Yeah.
Um, Clippers, Mavs. Let's lose. Let's move on.
No,
Yeah.
no Kawhi. Yeah, like
So,
we said, no Kawhi. You're not gonna get through. And
and even with
especially
Kawhi,
game.
he only put
I
up
thought he'd be
15 in
back
there.
for game 3,
Well,
but
he played game two and three.
Yeah.
but like he's not 9. Like you know what I mean. He's there, but he's not fully back.
Honest, you want my honest opinion? If I were Kawhi, I probably would have said, "Let me come off the bench," just because the guys have been playing so cohesive without him in the last couple of weeks of the season. And you don't, and they won game one impressively. Like I wouldn't have wanted to mess up the apple cart. I would have been like, let me come off the bench for at least game two. Let these guys continue the flow and the rhythm that they have, and then just handle business. But listen, that's like
I don't
that's
disagree with
one.
that. It'd be a good defensive bench. You have
Yeah,
But
Westbrook
like,
and Leonard coming off,
I
and you
don't
give
like
him rest
just looking.
because, like, you know what I mean. Right now, he's not 100% in shows, and
no,
then at that point, was it a question of like, should you have just not played him at all?
no, I definitely think you should have played him, but just maybe come off the bench at
I
least
don't
for
know.
game
I
two.
I can't really give blame to him in game three. PG put up 7.
Oh yes, I'm not
Like
blaming him. I'm just saying.
Man put up 2. Westbrook put in 1 and got
Yeah,
ejected. Like
But
it's
that's why,
and like
oh,
it's not like Kawhi put up a bunch of shots and shot bricks. He went 4 for 7 on the night, and that was it. He just
yeah,
didn't take
yeah.
like
yeah.
it's not like he shot bad or anything like that. He just the whole team was kind of meh that night.
And
Yeah.
Paul George was he's brave for wearing that Where's Waldo for Halloween because if he don't show up this series, he's toast. But listen, that's one series. Like if there's anyone that can, like my faith and belief in Ty Lue. If there's anyone that can make adjustments and get this team back on track, it's Tyronn Lue, 100%. If they get bounced out the first round this year, they're probably tearing that shit down. To be honest with you, like
Yeah.
they might.
Oh,
Paul George, Paul George might go to Philly. There's been talk about him going to Philly if he declines his player option. I think they'll just completely revamp the team.
I've been seeing things
Um,
about do they trade Kawhi after this if everyone leaves, right? You try to rebuild from
the only
everything.
problem is that they're opening up the new arena, and I think they
Mm,
want to have a contending team
yeah.
when
Okay.
that new arena opens up. That's the only thing. That would give me cause to pause about them blowing it up. Um, Timberwolves Suns 3-0. Listen, the series is done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
done.
It's like the
We all
worst
done.
didn't
big
like how
3 I've
Phoenix was
seen on the
built.
Suns.
No, the way they're built, they
It's
have
just not a
no
well-built team. Like
No.
it's just
no, they
everything
have
doesn't,
no first round
nothing
draft picks
meshes.
coming up soon. I'm trading someone. I might trade Bradley Beal to be honest with you.
He should
Somebody.
never been
I might
picked up.
trade Bradley Beal and Nurkic and just
And
do some
Nurkic,
shit.
I don't know. I like
I'm trading no, but you just need to. I would. You have to keep Book and KD.
yeah, I guess.
And then you need a true point guard, number one.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yep.
trading Bradley Beal's
I've been
Strad.
saying that since the beginning of the season.
And I don't even think you need to go get another star. Like, just trade for quality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can have KD and Book as your one-two punch, and then just go
Go
like
get
for
quality
example,
and
like if
depth.
they got a fucking Tyus Jones, that's good. Like they could use a guy like
I was gonna
Tyus.
say like in Minnesota with Mike Conley, like he's no longer a star anymore, but like he's
No,
in that one. He's in the
Yeah.
starting
yeah,
lineup. He does
like
his
just
thing there. You can facilitate. Like you don't need the guys that are in their
yeah,
primes that are like star power point guards. You just need a guy that can help facilitate the offense.
yeah. Go get a two-way center or big man, and go get some, a 3 and D guy, a couple 3 D guys. Like they're not they're good. They're good. Like they just got to keep the core of Book and KD and try and make some other trades. But Minnesota looks good, and I'm gonna be really excited to see that matchup between Minnesota and the Nuggets in Leon too.
That's gonna be
Because
a
the thing is that
powerhouse
yes,
game.
Jokic fucking abuses Rudy Gobert,
Yeah.
but they have bodies to throw at Jokic,
Yeah.
right? Which the Lakers don't have, which is why I think probably should have signed Dwight Howard, but that's a whole other discussion.
Mm.
Um, you have Nas Reed, you have Karl Anthony Towns, you have Rudy Gobert. If need be, you have a Jaden McDaniels. They have
Yeah.
guys that they can
Yeah.
throw at Jokic. And on the other side of things, ain't nobody on that team guarding Anthony Edwards. I'm sorry.
No.
I
No.
think I like KCP. I like Aaron Gordon.
No.
Anthony
They're
Edwards
gonna put
is
Gordon on him, but
Anthony Edwards is
I
the
mean,
best shooting guard in the league. Yeah, he's the best shooting guard in the league.
probably yeah, but
yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
the best defender they have to put up against Edwards is probably Gordon.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
been the AD stopper in the fourth quarter of the last couple of games
But
because
but
they
then
took
the
off
problem is that
Jokic off AD and threw him at him, so
the
that
problem
might
is
help
that
out.
if you throw Aaron Gordon and Anthony Edwards, then you guess who has a mismatch? Karl Anthony Towns, because
Yeah.
Jokic
Yeah,
isn't going to guard him.
No, Jokic is
So
gonna stay on Gobert.
I'm going to be really interested to see that series. To be quite honest with you,
yeah.
and the last series, no, did we cover the series?
The
Pelicans and
last,
OKC.
yeah,
Listen, that series is just a shame that Zion's injured. To be
yeah,
honest with you,
Mhm.
like
Be a
I
lot
really
better.
think if Zion wasn't injured, OKC's up 2-0 by the way. I really think if Zion wasn't injured, I think they would win the series. I really do. Um, but kudos to OKC and Shea. They're getting shit done. They blew them out in game
Yeah,
two.
yeah,
I think they'll have their hands full with whoever comes out in the next round with the Mavericks or the
yeah,
Clippers. But it's a good litmus test, and it's a good opportunity for them to put the critics to sleep that have been saying they're like they're kind of saying they're a shitty number one seed, which I don't believe so.
no,
The worst number one seed in NBA history is that Hawks team. No, that no one's ever gonna eclipse that as the worst. And it's not a knock. They overachieved. They did. They overachieved. They were a
they
great
had
regular
that team
season
had four
team.
All Stars.
Yeah,
yeah,
and you just knew that they were gonna get smoked. No one seriously thought if you seriously thought they were gonna make the finals, you don't watch basketball. Um, So listen, I like OKC. I like what they're doing. I think it'll be interesting for them to going forward and seeing what I think you'll see what they need, right? If they get to the Western Conference Final, you maybe need one more piece, right? If
yeah,
you go into the second round and the Mavs or the Clippers have their way with you, then maybe I think experience yes, but also
Yeah,
maybe you're a piece or two away from
yeah,
really truly contending. So NBA playoffs has been exciting outside of some
yeah.
teams that are just disappointing as hell. Um, um, Milan and Juve are playing right now. I believe it's still 0-0. Arsenal versus Tottenham. Now, as of this video, they haven't played. By the time this video comes out, they might have played
it'll
because they're
probably
playing
all be said and
tomorrow,
done.
Sunday at 9 a.m. Um, listen, if Arsenal wins this, they're winning the league, and I'll tell you why.
Um,
Because we know Tottenham been giving y'all boys
yeah, they give us,
pointing on my right.
and we play
They
the
give
Wolves
you
too. Both of them
guys,
give us fucking trouble.
you guys are gonna have your hands full because Tottenham the last 3 seasons has given you guys a fucking headache, bro.
Yeah.
If they even, I believe if you guys even draw, Arsenal would be at top of the league.
Yeah,
If
because of
if
goal
I remember
differential.
correctly. Exactly.
Uh,
No, you would be 1 point
yes.
behind.
No. They're at 77, we're at 76, but we're a game behind right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so if you draw, you'd be tied. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So all Arsenal just needs to win out. So I think if
That's
there's
their
ever
most
a
important game right now because
absolutely, absolutely. So I think
Especially
if
now
they
that,
win this game, they win the league.
especially
Because
with
like I said,
Liverpool.
it's hard for me to see that Tottenham's gonna go out sorry and get to lose to Arsenal and Man City.
yeah, but it's a bigger rivalry with Arsenal. So
For
And
sure.
we saw the rivalry game this week, right, with the Merseyside derby,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
Everton
Everton,
beating Liverpool,
Liverpool.
Liverpool
right?
fumble look, they weren't the front runners just because they were a game behind her, but they in the last 2 weeks they fumbled
Yeah, they dropped it
everything.
off.
I think
Yeah,
their last 3 games they picked up 2 points.
yeah.
So bad.
And then that's it without the Europa League where they stumbled out of, right, against
Yeah, that
they
too.
haven't looked good in a couple. They haven't looked good in a month,
This was
right?
like the
Yeah,
worst time to
Yeah,
hit a slump.
yeah,
and
schematic
especially
least, bro.
I watched that game, the Merseyside derby, and like they had chances. Darwin
It's just
just
not happening.
no, Darwin just didn't like. I was
He's a
talking like
Nicholas
highly of
Jackson
him
that
this
scores a
season.
bit more goals, really and truly. That's all he is.
Sorry?
Yeah, but like
He's a
he
Nicholas
had a good
Jackson that scores more goals. That's it.
Who's who?
he, Darwin
Darwin
Nunes.
Nunez.
Dude, this
Like
guy.
he's had like a good season, and then lately
Yeah,
he's just been back to what he was last year, where he had
I don't,
sitters and he's just missing it.
bro. I think I could put those into the back of the net. If
like
I was in
There
that
was
exact same
it's
spot,
there was
extra frustrating because it's like he is always in the perfect position. Like he is
but there
great
was
at
one
getting at that. He is energetic and he gets in those scoring positions. He just can't put the fucking ball in the net.
there was one there was one position where I think it was in the first half. Salah gave him a perfect ball between the defenders. He's alone in front by himself in the net and just shot at the keeper's legs.
It's like he doesn't
Like
look
those,
where the net is. He
if
just
you're a
shoots.
top, no, I don't think he looks up. I think he just looks at his feet and blasts it because like top strikers got to finish those. You're alone in front of the net. You can't just blast it straight at the keeper.
Yeah.
the Leroy Sané of strikers.
Yeah, but like
No,
one's on the
Leroy
wing,
Sané
so it's
hasn't
not as
scored in
bad.
4 months.
Yeah.
But just in the sense of not being clinical.
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
they,
Yeah.
if either of them were clinical, like they're world class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
Arsenal's biggest game is tomorrow. After that, I mean, Bournemouth, it shouldn't be a problem. United, with the way they're playing, should not be a problem.
and Scott
Everton,
McTominay just picked up an
Everton
injury.
is a game where there's a possibility to drop points.
Well, Everton
They're actually a
has been
mid-table
playing
team
well all
because of
season.
yeah
Yeah, like besides the points getting deducted, like Sean Dyche has them playing well.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so, it's like
that's
if
the
they
second
were,
biggest.
yeah. So it's like
So
they're a bottom of the table team that does not play like a bottom table team just because of everything that's happened.
And with City, it's Wolves and Tottenham right now because those are the two that always give us trouble. It's Tottenham, Wolves, and Palace that always give us problems. Right after that, we have Fulham, Nottingham, and West Ham, which should be easy wins. Fulham, Nottingham, not much to say, and then West Ham, they've been playing horrible. They've been getting blown out 5-0 like the past 6 games. It's insane.
It's bad. It's bad. You look at last week's El Clasico.
Yeah,
That was a great game.
that was a good game.
Jude Bellingham, man, it's gonna be tough between him
Him and Clutch.
him and
Always
I think
gonna be
the Euro is gonna decide the Ballon d'Or.
You don't think if Bayern win the Champions League and England have a good Euro, you think Harry Kane has a chance with the numbers because he's number one in goals and assists in the
I think they
world
have to
right
win
now?
Champions.
They have to
Yeah,
win.
that's
Yeah.
that. Because I know because if England wins, it's him and Bellingham are gonna have to they're gonna get split like top because they're both the
Yeah.
big players on the team. But if
If they don't win
Harry Kane wins
Champions League, there's no shot.
oh yeah, absolutely.
No.
I think like, but that's why I'm prefacing it with like
If
Bayern
yeah,
wins
if
the
that
So
match.
like Bellingham
Because
goes in
his
with
number,
yeah.
but I'm just because it's just Harry Kane's number.
Yeah.
He has what 33 league goals and like he's put up
Yeah.
every like in the Champions League put up number like
In
he's
terms
had a
of
great season barring in the league title race.
Yeah.
but like his numbers are fantastic. He's probably having one of the best seasons of his career. And then
Yeah.
they're still in the Champions League. They're in the semifinals. They're playing Madrid, so it's like
Yeah.
you knock out the other contender for the Ballon d'Or. That could be
Yeah.
big.
That's true. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think that's a good point. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. Um, but let's give our predictions for Europa League first leg games. Oh, also, I guess we got to talk about this too. Inter beat AC Milan to win their 20 Scudetto. So Europa League.
That was
Um,
I'm not gonna get into it, but come on, man, come on,
anyways,
come on.
anyways, and
I
Roma
just
lose
find
to
it
Bologna.
hilarious how Chalanoglu just keeps rubbing into your guys' faces.
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
so odd that he did that. Like every year that Inter wins, he just likes to throw it in your guys' faces.
The
For a
first time
former
he played.
player, he didn't win the first time around.
No.
No, he was on that team.
No.
It was he was on Milan that season, and then the year
Oh
after
yeah,
he
yeah.
left, and then we won, and then we were talking shit. And then we were someone on the team was talking shit about him. I can't remember. So that's why he's rubbing it in. Anyways, they're a good side. What do you want me to tell you? Bologna beat Roma. Shout out to Bologna. That was Thiago
But
Motta.
Thiago Motta.
Calafiori. Yo, that motherfucker. Yo, Calafiori. Yo, that motherfucker nice, bro. He
I'm
needs to
so
get called up for
Y'all
Europe.
should
I
be
was
chasing
mad
him
when
for
he
coach.
left. I was mad when he left because he had so
Bro,
much potential when he was with us, and he had a lot of injury history. I've said it in the past. Like he tore his ACL early on in his career with us, and then he couldn't because he got injured and missed a year of time. He rotation at a young age, and hard for him to come back in. And then Mourinho came in, and it's hard for Mourinho to like go with an unexperienced guy over someone like Spinazzola, who was playing well up until that point, until he got there. So he had sold him to Switzerland. Um, can't remember the team. But yeah, and then Mata found him, bought him for cheap, and turned him into a stud. Played on the left side of
wasn't
that
he playing
defense.
back in Italy before Monta found him? Before Monta took him? I can't remember what team he was maybe playing for.
He
Anyways,
could have been playing for a smaller team.
yeah,
Let me see. He was with no. He went on loan in with Genoa, but that was only 3 games. But that was with us. He went to Basel. We sold
yeah.
him to Basel in Switzerland, and then he got straight bought by Mata.
Thiago
Honestly,
Motta.
those
Yeah,
are always
Yeah,
great teams to
yeah,
for your
Basel.
career,
Yeah,
like Basel or Zurich.
they're good for your development. They know how to develop
Yeah.
these young guys.
so,
But it's a mistake that we did. I mean, he wasn't going to get playing time as a kid, especially at that time when he left. It was right after like we
y'all could
were
have had y'all. Imagine if y'all had kept these guys. You could have had Skamaka,
Scamacca,
Fratesi,
Fratesi,
and
Calafiori.
Calafiori.
Did they all leave during the Mourinho era?
No, Fratesi left early. Fratesi and Scamacca left early years,
Okay.
like maybe when they were 17, 18.
Okay.
Scamacca was a whole different issue. His father's a weirdo. He he got mad once and came to our training ground and destroyed the director's car.
Okay.
Like he's just an odd
Fuck.
fellow.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just an odd fellow. Uh,
But
Fratesi, we
also, it's
had.
like
Yeah, sorry. Go on.
no. It's also like y'all motherfucker. Your teams are not nice enough to not call these motherfuckers up. Like I don't get it.
Well, at the time we had it's for a striker. It was tough. We had
Mm-hmm.
Edin Dzeko, who had led the league in goals. He had been so good with us.
Yeah,
He was always in contention for the top scorer in the league. He was clutch. You saw him in the Champions League against Chelsea putting up a break. Like he was just our guy.
Absolute
You couldn't
legend.
really drop him.
yeah. But like I said, even
He's kind of
coming off
been
the bench,
good
Skamaka
everywhere
coming off
he's
the bench
gone.
Yeah,
is good.
he's always solid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we got
that's
Tammy, but it was no Fratesi. Fratesi was an intention of we sold, but to come back later.
with
We
the
did
and
it
then
with
Sassuolo
the
fucked you guys
clause.
over.
Yeah, we had the 40% clause where we still owned nearly half of him, and then they just refused to sell tobacco to us. But it was the same. We had done that in the past with Lorenzo Pellegrini with
Yeah,
same team, Sassuolo. We had sold him there, and then we had bought him back for cheap because we owned a percentage of him. Just this time it didn't work out, but it would have been nice.
Yeah. What team do you think can you see Calafiori fitting best on next season? Because in all likelihood, he'll definitely
I
leave.
don't like everyone keeps saying Juve,
Juve?
but then I keep seeing reports that he doesn't want to go to Juve
Really?
because of his just because of his link with Roma, because he is a Roma fan. He grew up in Roma, like he grew up in our system. Like I don't think we have the money
I'm,
to buy him back because he's gonna cost a pretty penny this season.
bro, sell like fucking Lukaku and Chris
You
Smalling.
can't
Sell
sell
some
We don't
guys,
own
Lukaku.
yeah.
He's on
we don't we
loan.
don't we don't own we don't
Ah,
own
still,
Lukaku.
that's so true.
Smalling's not worth nothing because he's 34 and aging and anything.
So just
And
go
then
into debt, bro. Who cares? Get him. Find a
that's
way.
I would I him next to Man City would be a perfect partnership unless they want
Yeah.
to move him back to left back, which he's been playing. He plays left back sometimes when they need bodies, but he's been playing
Yeah.
left side of a back
No,
three.
he's really excelled as a center back. I'd rather have him as a center
Yeah,
back.
and
The
if
only
like
time
if
I'd
he
have
can
him as
play,
a left back is like with Italy, right? It's since Udogi's out and
yeah, but it's hard. He's not gonna break into the team as a left back because of Udogi, because of Melko,
no, but I'm
because
just talking about for
Spinazzolis.
this Euros in
Oh yeah,
specific.
yeah, yeah.
Wait,
Oh
do
no,
you?
yeah. He might make the team now because of Udogi's injury,
Yeah.
right? Because
And I
he was
think he
one of the
has
players
to.
on the cusp. Yeah, because he was
I
on
think
the
he has
cusp
to.
before the injury, but
I don't
now
want to see
yeah,
no Acerbi, bro. Yeah, I don't want Acerbi on the team. Sorry.
if Chubby makes the team over Gianluca Mancini after the season he's had this year,
Yeah.
scoring all those goals, being clutch as a defender, like if like
Okay,
I don't get it.
Wait, how
now hear
much
me
would
out.
this player cost? Sorry.
Uh, Calafiori, I think easily
30.
35, 40 million
Yeah.
And you're telling
It
me,
because he's only
they got
21.
no
He's gonna
bread,
win.
bro. You know Roma got no bread.
yeah,
You
but
know
you're
this.
Yeah,
telling
no.
me like, look, you could sell.
Hey,
I don't
Milan got money to spend.
If
like
we
who
make if
Diego
we win the
Lorente.
Europa,
Oh, you
Sell
get money.
Christensen. You could sell
can't.
Angelinos.
No, we can't. No, we can't. We
Why?
can't because we don't own any of those guys.
What do you? Who do you own? Like 3 players? What's going on?
Christensen is no, sorry, Diego
Paredes?
Lorente. We had
Please
just
tell me you own Paredes.
yes.
Sell him. Like that's like 5 million right
No,
there.
but it's not. No, but no, because he's a starter. We can't sell like you can't like that's not how we
Renato
we don't own
Sanchez sell.
Christensen. Doesn't we don't own him.
Okay, bro.
Oh my fucking
Okay.
goodness.
Dude, they
You guys
own I
are
think
so...
one player in every position, and that's it.
No,
and they're all starters.
Diego Lorente, we got off loan from Leeds, and then we bought him this season. So this is the
Alright,
first
so
year of
sell him.
ownership with us. Christensen's still a loan from Leeds. I don't want him back, so he can leave. Renato Sanchez is all, Lukaku's a loan.
You have Tammy. You own Tammy, right?
But that's the thing
Gotta
is
keep
like
Tammy though.
I like Tammy.
Go get a young striker, bro. Like, I don't know. Go do
I
something.
mean, he's 25, 26. Like he's not like
Or
he's old.
you just play a false nine. You have Balzani, right? As your cam.
Baldanzi.
Put Baldanzi, sorry. You put Dybala as your false nine. You cook.
But
And you
I
also
Go
would
get
say
Simone
sell
Fafundi.
the
Chelik.
biggest rumor.
Or go get Mason Greenwood.
No, Chelik's garbage.
Yeah, sell him.
He played well against Milan. He helped mitigate Leao, but that's been probably the best 2 games he's played all
Sell
season.
Chelik, sell Karsdorp.
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 I mean, Roma's biggest issue is
Awar,
our
you got him for free,
fullbacks.
so you could sell him.
I like Awar.
Dude, he
He's not
doesn't
worth
play.
much. He's not worth much right now.
Yeah, but with those three you sell, you could get what? Let's say 10 to 15 million, and then like you gotta just find 10 million somewhere.
But no, but I'm saying like if we win the Europa, we get money for that. If we make Champions League out of that, we make money off that. Like if we make it through the league, because in all likelihood, I mean, we got a little fucked over with the schedule. The next 3 weeks.
Apparently, it's I think UEFA said that if Atalanta or Roma win Europa League, I think, and they finish fifth or some shit, the sixth team will make Champions League.
It goes down. Yeah.
So you guys will make Champions League kind of like no matter what.
Yeah,
Because you
it's
finish the season strong. I don't
our
want to see
biggest-
Bologna make Champions League because their team's gonna get gutted next
Yeah.
season, and
but
Thiago Motta is not
they
gonna be there.
already locked it up with us without them beating us on Sunday.
Damn.
But no, but Roma's biggest like thing we're going after right now is Chiesa because he leaving on a free agent this year, and
Yeah.
he's
Oh, okay. I was about to say,
Okay,
y'all
I was gonna
motherfuckers
say
ain't
you
got
can't
no
afford 20
money.
million. You are not
we
affording
cannot afford
Chiesa.
we cannot afford him. But that's the biggest rumor right now is like what we did with Dybala, right? And how we've revived his career since he came to us.
And
There's been a lot of
maybe he'll come
talks
to
with
Milan. Who knows? Maybe Kiss wants to come to
I
Milan.
don't know, but apparently what I've been reading is like he's interested in coming to play for De Rossi because of what De Rossi's done to our team and
And
how he's
also, like,
changed the
Yeah.
mentality of the squad. Like
Yeah.
everyone wants to play for De Rossi now because he's such a high energy, high character guy. Like
but
but he was a captain, so he already had that leadership
Yeah.
to begin
I
with.
think it
And
depends on who manages Juve next. If Thiago Motta comes,
it's
just
Malta.
have
Apparently, it's like 90% him.
but like just the way he's revitalized and brought some energy to Serie A, like I think Chiesa might be like, let me stay a season and see what happens.
Yeah.
But maybe they might replace Chiesa with Xerxes because Thiago Motta is
Well,
going there.
Xerxes is a striker though,
Yeah, but you can play kind of like a bit
Like a
behind
left
because he has that
forward,
skill
full
set.
forward. Yeah.
Yeah, like he has
yeah,
that.
but you could put Chiesa on like he Xerxes doesn't play on the right on the like a he's not a right mid or a right winger. You know
No.
what I
No,
mean?
no,
Like
no, no, no. Yeah, but it's because they have coverage in that position now
I
with
don't think
the.
if Mata goes to Juve, I don't think they're bringing in Xerxes because just Vlahovic is there and Xerxes excelled best as a striker this year. Like there would be no point. Xerxes been linked to Milan quite a bit.
That would be
Um,
He's been linked to
that.
Arsenal now. I've been seeing Arsenal too, which
Arsenal's
would
always
be
but
chasing
really
a
I
striker.
think
I think they want to get rid of Gabriel Jesus probably.
yeah,
Havertz has been
but I
he's
think
stepping
not
up,
he's
but
not good
Havertz
enough.
is not that. He's not
no,
a
he's not that
striker,
guy.
right? He's good to
But
have,
he's been
but
playing more as like a center forward cam now, which is
yeah. So
better for
they
him.
need a dedicated striker.
But I think Arsenal will probably want to like get a guy in the Prem like Isak or
I
I
would
Ivan
go
don't think
after
Tony.
anyone's
Ollie
gonna be leaving
Watkins.
Newcastle.
Ollie
I
Watkins,
would go
Ivan
after
Tony
Watkins.
though. They might want to get Ivan Tony because Ivan Tony's kind of been linked to
Ivan
Arsenal
Tony's
for quite
probably the
some time.
biggest one because I don't see Watkins or Isaac leaving.
No. And just because Aston Villa has a good project going on
And a
right now.
great coach.
You know what I mean? Ollie Watkins is nice. Italy, Euro. I was thinking about this. How do you feel? Because, uh, how do you pronounce his name? Retegui? Retegui?
Retegui.
Reddit, yeah.
Yeah.
Retegui.
Retegui.
Um, and Scamacca. Retegui kills it on Italy, but Scamacca's been
Yeah.
fucking sensational. Why don't we
Oh
just
my
run
god.
Two strikers. You have Kiss as a right mid. You have whoever on the left side. I don't give a fuck. You got Spinazzola on the
Izzy plays on
left.
the left side.
Sorry, Kiss on the left side. I
Yeah.
don't know who the fuck you put on the right. Who
It
cares?
would have been Berardi,
Politano.
but Berardi towards Achilles, so he's
Yeah.
out.
Two strikers and Italy could do it. They
Politano
got
plays on the right
the
side, I believe.
Politano does play on the right side.
not a
And
And
then
fan.
he's had a decent season this year, but he's a little older and
Yeah, I'm not a
he
fan.
might could make the team because it's Spalletti and Coach Napoli, and he has that
yeah.
link with him. So
So
and then there's also been was it the young Juve guy on the right that's been playing with?
Would you not, if you're playing right mid, would you not just put Udogi forward because
But he's not
Udogi's
there.
injured.
He's not. He's out for this season.
Ah, shit, it's
Yeah.
true. Because I was gonna say
And
you
he plays
have
on the
like
left.
Di
And
Lorenzo Di
Udogi plays on
Marco
the
and all
left side.
that like Udogi's all starting over, so you could push him up the field. That would have been a perfect world, I think.
Yeah.
Because
But
I'm not a
Udogi
fan
plays
of
on the left side
Politano
though.
at all.
So, but he doesn't play that side of the field anyways. Udogi's on the left.
Yeah, but you could put him on the right.
Not when you're. It's tough, especially when you're already trying to push him up the field, which is not a position he's normally
And Chiesa
playing.
can
And
play
then
on the right.
no, he can, but
Like, you know
I
what I mean?
Udogi's not there regardless, so it's not even an option.
Yeah.
And like, it's very tough for Udogi to start right now behind DiMarco, who's been.
Oh, that's why I'm saying you
arguably the
push him
best.
up the field. You don't play him on the right left back.
Yeah.
Well, you could have maybe DiMarco as a left mid, and then put Spinazzola as left back.
Or you
Well,
play
they both push
Zaniolo. He's been fucking playing great with Aston Villa.
I mean, he'll make the team.
Start
He's
him, but he don't play on the wings though.
Austin Village been playing on the
his
left.
right wing.
Really?
His right
Oh,
wing.
so
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
he played
definitely
right
call
wing.
him up then.
He's been called up for the last couple matches, but yeah, with
No, I
Roma he
mean for
played
the
right wing.
Euro, yeah, he should.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he should definitely be called up there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just think that they would be more dangerous with a two striker set because our wing guys, like they don't
Mm-hmm.
need to exclusively be like up the pitch, like a pure left winger. Like they can play as midfielders as well, like a left mid or a right mid. So that's why I was thinking that given Skamaka's form and
Yeah.
um homeboy's name, whatever. Um,
Lopetegui.
yeah, they take you. Given how well he plays for Italy, I just feel like that would be, and then whatever you figure out the midfield, however you want to do it. Locatelli, Jorginho, Barella,
I don't
obviously
even think
Barella.
Locatelli's gonna start right now.
He
He's
probably
been
won't.
so
Barella's
he's been
the
off
only
form.
Barella's the
Barella and
only like
Pellegrini are.
number one starter. Like he's the only like legitimate who. Don't say
Pellegrini.
Pellegrini. Oh my god, man.
Absolutely. Right now, who's been a better midfielder this season besides Pellegrini?
Barella.
That's the one we know
Wait,
because
what
he's
formation are
arguably
But
you guys like going with?
it's
four
a.
four two.
It's a I don't think so.
You
I don't
don't
think
you
he's
don't
going to be running.
or
Mm,
oh sorry no 3-5-2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, three five
Yeah.
two. My bad, my bad.
And like,
That's I think that's Spalletti was tinkering with that in the last international break.
mhm, yeah.
It's just now who are your three center backs?
I mean, it's Bastoni
Bastoni.
is locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say Buongiorno and Mancini, unless they go back to a four back, then I'd say it's Mancini,
But
Bastoni, and then
you feel like Buongiorno's been better than Scalvini or Calafiori this year?
this. Uh, I wouldn't say better than Calafiori, but he has a little bit more experience, which might help him,
Yeah.
and especially in a Euro because Calafiori is so young. I
And
think
also
because
Matteo
Buongiorno's
Darmian,
like
don't forget Darmian's
24.
like a come up as well.
But Darmian's perfect for off the bench because you can cover on the right or center back
So
position
then
because he
who are we
plays
playing
both.
three in the middle? Well,
Barella,
what? But
Pellegrini.
like what style, right? You could
Yeah.
do three in the middle with one cam, two CMs. You could do two CDMs. CM, like how deep, how high are they playing? How deep are they
I
playing?
would say two
Pellegrini
yeah.
would most likely is Cam because
Sorry.
he's the more attacking one. Pellegrini is more of the Cam because he's the more
Might get
attacking.
called up too.
Who? I didn't hear you.
Bonaventura.
But my thing
I
is, if you're
mean,
playing
he's been playing well.
if you're playing Pellegrini
Yeah.
cam, and then Barella's your engine,
Box to
right?
box.
Your box to box, he's your engine. Who's that third then? Because I would.
Locatelli.
It would normally be Locatelli off his form
No,
currently.
normally it'll be Tonali, but
Yeah, but
motherfucker wants to
Tonali
go
would be in
have
that cam position. I
Havertz.
think Pellegrini's on the
Actually,
bench.
Oh, Tonali would
actually,
be no fun.
the guy who's been playing best next to Belletta is Jorginho, and he's made a resurgence in the national team. He's played the last 3 games, I think, and he's been playing
That's just
very
I'm not
well
a,
next to
I know,
Belletta.
but I'm
I feel
not a fan.
better if you have a well-rounded CDM next to those guys. And
That's what Tonali would have
Jorginho's
been perfect with his fucking
Jorginho
guy.
Tonali or
isn't.
Locatelli would have been perfect for that, but like one's not allowed to play, the other is
Yeah.
a little bit off form. But right now, the guy who's played best next to Barella is Jorginho, and he's played well with Arsenal all season. Like he's in
He's
form, right? So it's like
he is.
Yo, Tonali broke my heart, dude. Like, yo, we would have been stacked, bro.
midfield, and it's three young midfielders, like not young, they're in
Well,
mid-20s, but still
Fellas like
Pellegrini,
26,
Barella, and
27.
Tonali, like they're all in similar age, like, and they're all very good and sucks out.
and then
I
Italy
also
plays, and
hurt me.
it would have been great because I find Italy plays better when they have target strikers.
Sandro hurt me, man. Sandro hurt me, dude.
Yeah.
But what they couldn't just ban homeboy for like a month before the Euro?
I mean, he's
Like,
got more
fuck,
allegations now.
Yeah, I was about to say
I
that.
know.
I would agree with you,
Fuck.
but he's been caught with more since he's been suspended, which is crazy.
Yo, it's pissing me off. It's really pissing me off. Francesco Camarda needs to be called up too. Call up homeboy, dog. Kevin Zaroli, yo, bring up some youth team guys from Milan. We just went to the Champions League final. We lost to Olympiacos 3-0, but that's besides the point. Call up Kevin Zaroli, our captain. He's nice.
Stop.
You know what I mean? Call up Pafundi. You know what I mean?
I like Profundi. I
like
really
him
like Profundi.
Anyways,
Please, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they should run I honestly think they should run the
The two
Skamaka
strikers,
and
yeah.
the Tegui. Um,
Are you playing Donnarumma or Vicario?
Donnarumma.
Donnarumma.
Okay.
Donnarumma hasn't
Just
he hasn't done enough to lose the job,
Okay.
no.
right?
And
Like
I
he's
see
had a
what you're
good
saying.
season. He has a good season in the league. Like he's put up very good underlying numbers and
and if they win
stuff.
Right.
Champions League, they go to the final and shit. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Mhm.
fair.
There's
I
no
mean, I'm a huge fan of Vicario. I
Yeah, I
loved him
think he's
last year with Empoli.
fantastic.
I thought he was the best goalie. For me, he was the best goalie in Serie A last year because my Mignon was injured for
He was
most of
the
the year.
best goalie in the Prem for a while, I would say too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
no. It's a great era for Italian goalkeepers, really and truly.
there's
Providel,
there's
Which
there's
sucks
Menez,
when it happens at the same
more.
time because no
yeah,
offense, you could only play one goalkeeper.
Yeah, I
yeah.
forgot. I wouldn't like. Yeah, you said Providel, but sure. I think
You
he
don't
more.
think he's solid? Just because you're a
He's
Lazio
good.
dude?
He's good.
He's this guy. If
I
this
would have.
nigga,
I would.
if Providel
To be.
played for Roma, he'd be singing his praises, bro.
I'd have Di Gregorio over him right now, just for how good he played. He has the best like underlying numbers in Italy.
Cagnasecchi was my third. He's my third guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the third best Italian keeper. And I
Yeah, I
would
think
put
it's
him
top.
second, but he just needs more experience. And
Oh, you would put him second over Vicario?
I think he just needs more experience. Yeah, I would. I would. I think
I'm
he's
a
a
huge
stud, bro.
Vicario fan. I
He messed
watched
up with
him.
Davey and EAFC so
Is
many times.
Courtois gonna be back for
Yeah,
Euro?
100%.
Yeah.
He's already training. He's
Oh,
already
okay.
back.
Yeah, but he was training and then he re-aggravated it. I
No,
remember.
but he's back
Yeah, that's
again
fine.
now.
He'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's back again now. Yeah, Courtois. But I would not start him again this season if I'm Real Madrid in Champions League.
I was
I
saying
would
for
not
the
start him
Euro.
again. Yeah, so but Belgium's ass. They're
No,
not gonna do
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
anything.
looking at their defense.
They missed their era.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're done.
They
They're
missed their
toast. They're
era.
cooked.
Yeah.
Spain's gonna be a problem though. Spain's.
Always.
Spain.
I don't like up front, but midfield.
That's always been their
and-
issue, but they're going back into the era where they can play 6 midfielders again, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so many mids. So
Yeah,
many.
they do.
And that's fine because they'll just play possession, put
And-
any one striker. It's like if their team doesn't have the ball, they can't score. So
Also, if Pedri's like not Pedri, they're not doing shit.
Oh no, he's the driving force of that.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
100%. He go that team goes as he goes. He just needs to stay
Yeah.
fit, which
Yeah.
has been a problem. But when he it's crazy because normally when players aren't fit, when they come back, you can see their game drop off. But we saw it in the Champions League that even when he was on as a sub because he couldn't start the game, he changes the game.
yeah.
Like we saw
Also-
within the first leg against PSG, he created that goal that helped put them up. But
He's the type of player that even with injuries or whatever, he's just so smart at the game that he's just gonna change it to what he's capable of doing.
Yeah. Also, little news: Dame Lillard is doubtful for Game 4. Apparently, you've seen in a walking boot.
Oh,
that series
So,
pretty much done.
yeah, I think it's done.
Yeah. So predictions. Let's send this off with some predictions.
For the Euro?
And I also have a question for you guys and the viewers afterwards. They can chime in once again. Like, comment, subscribe, talk shit, hate, agree, disagree. We want it all. Predictions. Europa League.
No Conference League.
Man, if Fiorentina don't win, they're well,
Dude,
Aston Villa-
Olympiacos winning it. They're gonna win the youth Champions League
I think it's
and the
gonna be a-
conference.
I think it's
Aston
going to be a
Villa wins them.
Fiorentina Aston Villa final.
I'm sticking with my Olympiacos.
And I'll probably take Aston Villa to win the competition.
I
They're
think
just
Aston Villa is just
so much better.
Yeah, Europa League.
and you
Marseille.
already know if that game goes to shootouts, Emi Martinez gets in anyone's head.
Yo,
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
you're very,
Watch
very
it.
out of the camera right now.
Huh?
You're out of the camera right now.
Oh, my
Yeah,
bad.
now you're back in. Aston Villa. Yeah. Anyways. Marseille versus Atalanta. Listen, Marseille. I didn't think would beat Benfica, but they did. So shout out to them. I don't think Atalanta. I know they just beat and impressively
They
beat
beat the
Liverpool.
favorites. Yeah.
But I don't think that it's gonna be a cakewalk for them to beat Marseille. Marseille's a solid team, but I'll still lean Atalanta just because Kamaka's like just been so
Same.
fucking in form recently. And then on
We'll
the other
say though,
side,
so is Aubameyang has been informed for
yeah,
Marseille in all of
Yeah.
Europa League
absolutely.
this season. So like he
Shout
can
out to
change
him.
that tide really fast.
On the other side,
I'll
Bayer
say it.
Leverkusen gonna get that shit done, baby. Do it for me. Do it for me. Bayer Leverkusen. I don't care if they lose in the final. I just want them to beat Roma, and I think they have a good chance. But I'm not gonna lie, like honestly, like I do think Roma can beat Bayer. Like I would not be surprised.
I would I would agree with you, but we kind of got fucking done dirty by the Serie A. I don't know. We had to play our because we had the Roma Udinese game that got
Yeah.
postponed because of the Indica situation that happened on the field,
They got
and they made
18
us
minutes
play.
left to play.
We had to no, we did. We played it. We played 25 minutes 2 days ago. We got to
Yeah.
play Napoli tomorrow, and then we play Bayer Leverkusen on Thursday. You're
No,
making
you
us
It's a
just
play
tough
three
don't
schedule.
games.
start. Just don't start key players. That's it.
We did. No, we
You're
did. We
gonna
had
have to
to.
give
We
up
started.
on one, and I think it's the league.
I mean,
Not give up, but you
we
know what I
scored
mean.
in the 95th minute to beat Udinese in the 20 minutes that we had on
Shout out
Friday,
to
which
Cannavaro for his first coaching debut. In a
he's
weird
got. He's
way,
not put
but
in. Yeah, and he's not put in a great situation to succeed and keep that
if
team
he
up.
can just get them out
Like,
of relegation, though, that'll go a long
yeah, I
way.
don't. It's like I mean, the game against us was a way to get a point, and they fumbled at the final second of the game. Literally, the last kick of the game, we scored. And then we have Napoli tomorrow, which is it's tough, and then we play Europa
Who,
League.
by the way, is pretty much locked in to get Antonio Conte, which is huge for them. Little rude, but whatever. That he took them over us, but I think his reasoning was that he just felt it was a mentality thing. That's not all they're
Mm-hmm.
missing.
And then
Um,
we have Leverkusen on
yeah,
Thursday,
you
and then
just
we have
oh,
we have Atalanta and Juve, and then we play them again. We just and
Yeah.
that's a schedule thing, not Serie A doing like us dirty.
yeah,
But I found we got done dirty by Serie A for the Udinese game. They should have let us at least postpone it to the end of the year. Like let
yeah.
us finish out the season and let's finish the 25 minutes at the end of the year when everything's done and we don't have to worry about our to make us play 3 games in like a 6 day span is kind of crazy.
That is pretty crazy. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
your
lie.
team is sadly not built to
Especially that we're
withstand
not a
that.
team that we're not built
No
of depth.
depth.
We
You
play
don't even
pretty
own
much the
any
same
players.
lineup barring center backs
That's the
to go home.
wildest thing I realized today.
We've been broke for 3 years. Like it's tough.
But no, I'm with Luca as well. I think it's an Atalanta Leverkusen final. I think
Sir,
Atalanta look they're sixth in the
my
Serie A.
me and my boy, by the way, Barry might watch that game next week. So if you want to pull up,
Right,
pull up.
Yeah,
I'm
so
down.
they're sixth, and I think they're
Um,
gonna put all their eggs in the Europa basket. Sadly, I
yeah,
don't think it's gonna be enough when they come across Leverkusen in the final. This is Leverkusen's year, and
year.
I think you should never go against a year like this that happens, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
So
just
that's how I
Um,
see it.
what gives me some sort of confidence is the reason. Like I've said it in pretty much a couple of the episodes is they leave too many games late
yeah.
and something it catches up. Like they've done it all season. They've pulled out wins. Even last week they pulled out a draw against Dortmund in the 95th minute to keep their undefeated record alive. But that shit comes up and that comes back to haunt you. Like you can't keep doing it. Someone will pull it through and get that win from you and I.
Yes, but
It gives me a bit of confidence in the legs,
the thing
and
is, it
especially that
shows
we
they
are in their
last,
head.
and you're playing
But
against a team that does can't last. Like, yeah, it shows that
I mean,
they
we
can
are.
play 120 minutes, play till the final whistle, weekend in weekend out, right? And you're a
I
team
mean,
is one day gonna steal it. The issue is, I don't think Roma's that team just because their schedule and they're not. They're already a team that can't withstand a schedule like that because of their depth.
but I will say we are also one of those teams that like to score late. We have a bunch of just on Friday we did it against Udinese in the 95th minute. We have a lot of those games where we score really late to win games as well. But it's not like it's a majority. Like for the last month, I'd say of Leverkusen season, it's been a lot of. I mean, 90th minute to tie, 90th
Yeah.
win. Like,
Yeah.
but I also think we have a slight advantage mentally, we knocked them out last year in the same position we are now. Europa League semifinal, we beat them, right? So they're gonna want to come back and try to take that back from us, and we want to prove to them that we're still better than them. So it's gonna be a good fought battle just because it's a rematch of last season.
That's true.
Yeah.
Before we get to Champions League, bro, I don't know why people are still saying that has a 66 game unbeaten streak. Like,
Oh,
Because
so by
no,
official
that's a
rules,
draw.
yes.
technicality bullshit. It doesn't.
Yeah,
He
if
lost.
by
They
official
lost.
rules, if it's tied after
No,
the regular
that I
time,
don't believe in
it
that.
counts as
That's
a
dumb.
draw.
That's so fucking stupid. He lost. Everyone online is like, "Oh, I hope Bayern can stop his winning streak next week." And it's just like, bro, like it's the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah,
Also,
it's on
uh,
technicalities because it's based on a regular time. It's not. It doesn't go into extra
Maldini,
or.
Down into this situation.
Maldini got the longest unbeaten streak, by the way, 77 games. Um,
Well, he's gonna catch up.
I will never verify. I'll never say that's a valid stat ever.
Official rules.
Um, what's it called? What was I gonna say?
Champions League.
Champions League. I got PSG going past Dortmund. Don't think it's gonna be easy though. But it's just Kylian Mbappe is just 8 goals, leading the league in Champions League scoring. I just feel like it's his year or their year to get to the final. I don't know if they'll win it, but I think it's the year to get there. Coincidence how Messi leaves and they're back in semifinals. And then on the other side, I just gotta go with Real. I just do. What they were able to do defensively against that Man City side, and I don't think obviously Bayern's as dominant as Man City.
Different
And I
style.
think Rudiger just clamped up Erling Haaland, right? Uh, Obviously Harry Kane is a different ball game. His style of play is far different from Erling Haaland,
A lot more
but
complex.
yes, but I think they're just they're just too dynamic. I will say though, Vinny's gonna have his hands full with Kimmich because Kimmich has been world fucking class at right back. So
Yeah.
that'll be tough, but I just,
And Alfonso Davies is back now too from the
yeah,
suspension.
Alfonso Davies.
So Rodri
So
and him
they're
is going to be a good. Rodrigo
good
is going to
battle.
be a good
Yeah.
battle. So
They'll have their hands full, but I'm still gonna give the edge to Real Madrid.
I'm going with the German final.
I'm also going with a German final.
Going with the German final, and it
I
helps
I
that
want Dortmund to
their
win.
league is done. This is
Yeah.
all they need to focus.
For both
Well,
of
I
them.
mean, so Madrid as
Well,
well, right? They
yeah,
won.
this
They
season's
won.
done as well,
Their league's done, so they can focus
and
this
PSG
100%.
obviously.
And Bayern, it's Bayern lost the first time in what 11 years.
Yeah,
So this is their last chance, right? And
to win the trophy.
I don't think they're gonna squander it. Um, and Dortmund, look, it's a
They
mix
kind of just been
of
hitting
I
on all
don't
cylinders
trust
right now.
PSG. Mbappe is the greatest player on the planet right now, but we saw what was it? Kunde mitigated him, and the only reason they won the second game was because Barcelona absolutely imploded. They were down 1-0 in what after 25th minute. Like it was looking like it was
I
gonna
think
be
it
a
was earlier than that.
bloodbath on the opposite end.
They scored really early on. They
Yeah,
scored in the first 10 minutes, and
sorry, the
then
red card was
everything
the
changed
25th, I
after.
think, something like that.
Yeah,
But you know what I mean?
everything changed after Araujo.
It looked like after that goal, it was like okay, I think it's gonna kind of be a landslide, and
Yeah,
we knew what happened, right? Um, that's the game. But
yeah.
so I don't trust PSG. I never will trust PSG. I'll be honest with you.
Same.
And I think Dortmund's Atletico matchup surprised me. Like a
But it's just
lot of these
like
players that we thought were just average or on the down are all stepping up right now. Like Brand is
I
playing
just
great, so a lot of
I
young
don't
players too.
I don't see how Dortmund can just deal with Dembele, Barcola, and Mbappe. Like it's speed, it's skill. Like they're gonna have their hands. So Barcola played fucking great against
Yeah,
Barca.
In the
That
second leg,
second
yeah.
leg game, like he played
Mhm.
fantastic. Zaire Emery, Vitinha,
He's
like
the reason why they got the red card.
exactly. Like
He got behind Araujo, and he thought that his best decision was to take him down, and
Yeah.
That gave them an
And we
advantage.
saw, listen, if they gave up goals against Atletico, and Atletico's not no offensive juggernaut, right? Like PSG is an offensive juggernaut. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah.
The all German final would be also there's a contest to enter. By the way, you can
I
win
saw
like
that.
yeah.
I
Did
got
you
the email
enter it?
this morning.
Enter it. I entered
Absolutely.
that thing. Um,
Absolutely.
I have a feeling I'm going to win.
But I
Um,
also personally don't see PSG's like their defense is not bad per se, but I also don't see them handling all
no, definitely not.
Dortmund's
Definitely not.
front line, right? Because Dortmund's front line
Definitely
is
not.
not just their starting. They have so many people off the bench coming in, and they're all like different styles. So like I find
Yeah.
PSG's defense is also
And
not
listen,
equipped for that,
they scored four
That
goals
offense,
against a far better defensive side. You know what I mean?
right?
Like,
that offense that Dortmund has, like it's completely different. They can run it with Haller, who's a target man striker who can outmuscle you and body you. Then you have Adeyemi, who's a speed demon who can light you
yeah,
up, who has flair. Then Sabitzer's like revival of his career has helped. Julian Brandt has had a great season too. Like
Jadon
they
Sancho
made not
revitalized
they,
his career as well.
yeah, exactly. Ever since he got there, halfway through the year, he's been fantastic.
So it's gonna
Like
be a good
it's
series.
yeah, and it's like they're not big names per se, but all these guys are having great seasons.
Yeah. Um. So my question to you guys and to the people: we already know who the best trouble winning side is of all time. It's probably one of them Barca teams. 09, 11, whichever you want. Please. Which is the worst though? And obviously they're not bad. We know that they're not bad.
The
It's like saying the
worst.
worst Super Bowl winner. It's like it's not a knock. But
No,
who would you say is the weakest trouble winning side? So you have 99 um Man U,
Man United. Yeah, yeah, Man United.
Man
You got
City. You have the two Barca teams. Let me go look
you got
up.
the
Hold
two
on.
Bayern teams.
The
You
two
got
Bayern
the
teams.
you have the Inter team.
Yeah.
You have um
Fuck. This is gonna...
um. Did Madrid never trouble?
Okay, here.
No.
08, 09, 14, 15 Barca. The 2012, 2013, and 2019, 2020 Munich.
Ajax in the 70s,
70s Ajax,
PSG in the
60s
80s,
Celtic, PSV in the 80s, United in 98, 99, Milan, and City.
Inter.
I will
Oh.
also probably. I'm not gonna. I can't say for Celtic, Ajax, and PSV,
Yeah,
but I'll
all
be
of them
honest with
100s.
you. Anything prior to the 90s, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Especially because the system was so different. Like Champions
yeah.
League, it wasn't. There was one team from literally each country. It wasn't multiple. Uh, you didn't have multiple Italian teams. You didn't have multiple English teams. Like Milan in '88, in '89, and '90, they beat uh, that the old Belgrade or some
yeah.
shitty team,
Mm.
packing up 4-0. Then they beat Benfica. Like you only had multiple teams coming out of the same, which I also think is unfortunate because I think Italy would have been far more dominant in Champions League historically
Mm-hmm.
if the rules that we had in place today were a factor back then, because you would have had Napoli, Maradona, you would have had
Yeah.
Inter, you would have had Juve, like those teams, one of those teams would have ended up winning the Champions League.
Yeah, so that's
You
why
know
it's
what I
not a
mean? Like,
knock on those teams. I personally don't
mhm.
have a know enough about them, and it was a
Yeah,
complete different era, right? It's hard. It's hard.
exactly.
It's impossible. So anything starting with like 98, 99 United and upwards is probably what we'll base it off of.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I'm gonna say Man U. I'm gonna say Man U. No, it's between Man U and Man City. I know a lot of people are gonna say Inter. I will not say Inter. They beat a prime time Barcelona team with 10 men. I cannot say Inter. Absolutely cannot. And they dominated
Mm-hmm.
a very, very good Bayern team in the final. Diego Militao scored both goals to give them that 2-0 win. Nah, there's no way I can say Inter. That's for sure. It's between Man City and Man U. Because them Bayern teams were just crazy.
What were
I
the
can't.
Bayern teams? I'm trying to remember the both of them.
2020 and 2013.
No, I know that, but I'm trying to
Well, we spoke about the 2020 Bayern team.
Last week,
yeah.
Lewandowski, Goretzka,
One was
Kimmich.
better offensively 1 year, one was better defensively.
Yeah, I just don't think I can say Bayern. I mean, maybe now that I'm thinking about it, maybe the 2020 Bayern side, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
what
I'm
I'm thinking.
thinking too, cause uh,
it's just that Lewandowski was just so fucking clinical. You know what
Yeah,
I
that's
mean?
pretty much like it from like it was him, Kimmich, and Davies were
Kingsley
pretty much
Coman,
the
big time
yeah, but
player.
I'm saying like yeah, but I'm just saying like from that run in the Champions League,
But also,
those are
we're talking about offensively decent. Well, they held
well,
Neymar
yeah,
and
uh,
primetime Neymar and primetime Mbappe
yeah,
to scoreless, right? It was a COVID season. There wasn't really any fans, also, so let's keep
yeah.
that in
No, that's the same
mind.
year they busted up Barcelona.
dude, this is tough because
Yeah, like
even the
From COVID.
2012 Bayern, like it was a great team, but
Yeah,
it's you know what I mean?
well,
Because their
they
best players were
Robin Ribery
Robin Ribery, yeah,
uh,
right. But their strikers, like
was
Mueller
Xabi
was
Alonso on the
young, he
team
was
at the time.
23, but then after that, like you had Mandzukic, Pizarro, Gomez, so like, you know what I mean? Their strike force
Mario
was
Gomez
a
was a beast.
I
yeah,
believe
I
I
mean,
but
at
believe
that
Alaba,
time,
Jerome Boateng, I believe on that team as well.
yeah, like defensively they were way better, right? They had
was
they
Xabi
had
Alonso on
Alaba,
that
they
team?
had look Neuer Nets, they had Alaba, Boateng, Dante when he was better,
I think Chabi only went
Dante
there
was
after.
Lamb. Their
after it.
midfield is look besides Tony
There's
Cruz who was very young at the time, Schweinsteiger, but like after that it was
Schweinsteiger was amazing at that
yeah,
time.
but
What
they
the
had a
fuck you
young
talking about? Why are you saying Schweinsteiger like it's just
no, I'm saying besides a young Tony
Schweinsteiger?
Cruz and a Schweinsteiger, it's like Shaqiri, a very young Shaqiri who is decent.
Never really panned.
Emre Chan,
Yeah.
who was 19, Hoiberg, who was a
He wasn't even
17.
played.
Nice though.
You know what I mean? So they
Not
had
even.
their midfield is like Schweinsteiger was established. It was still a young Cruz, and outside of that, there wasn't much. You know what I mean? So their stars were studs. It's just the overall.
Okay, here's how I look at it. I look at it as I personally believe if Bayern didn't get rid of Nagelsmann, I think they would have beat Man City last year. And they weren't. They didn't even have a striker.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine that
Promoting.
2020 side with Lewandowski, with Alfonso Davies, with Goretzka, Kimmich, with a Kingsley Coman, who scored the winner in the Champions League final. Like that's how I'm looking at it.
It's tough.
And also,
It's
you
very
look at
tough.
the Man U team. The Man U team needed a million comebacks.
Yeah. I'm looking
Yeah.
at
You know
the
what I
team. They had an
mean?
old
That was
Schmeichel.
they had that was the big Ole Gunnar Solskjaer coming
Yeah,
out the bench
exactly.
scoring winners.
Andy Cole, Yap Stam, obviously Roy Keane, Giggs, Scholes, but those guys, like them motherfuckers are nice. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Man U's they're locked in there. I'm not even. I just said all those names. They're locked in. For me, it's like I said, it's between Bayern and Man City.
Yeah, I would say for me it's one of the Bayern squads. I just can't. I don't know which one I can't pick right now. I would have to think
I'm
about it
happy
more.
that we're all not saying Inter. I'm happy.
No. That team.
No, that team.
Yeah,
Just
Mourinho had that
yeah.
team running, and I really like some of those players on the team. I find them a
Samuel
lot
Eto'o,
underrated.
Wesley Sneijder, Lucio, Walter
Lucio.
Samuel,
Nice.
Walter Sandberg,
Maicon.
Diego Milito.
Materazzi. A little bit older, but Materazzi still
No one
nonetheless.
talks about Julio Cesar anymore, who was
Yeah, Julio
Yeah.
Cesar.
amazing, who
Yeah.
was so good for so long.
And
So
like I
I
said,
can't say that team.
they won with 10 men against Barca, right? Like, absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to go with one of the Bayern teams.
Yeah. And it's not like to say that any of these teams are bad. It's just like in
No,
comparison,
Yeah, of course
yeah.
not. Of course not.
because these are all the greatest teams of all time, right? There's
Yeah.
so little trouble, so it's like, you know what? Like I'm saying,
Yeah.
to do
'Cause
a
I
trouble
don't
is so
think
rare.
I don't think like if you literally did the greatest teams of all time, like one or two teams from the treble teams would be there.
But well, it's the two Barca teams would probably be in those lists,
That's it.
right?
That's it.
Those are the two for me. Those are probably like the MSN team.
And one of them really shouldn't even be in there, to be quite honest with you. But whatever.
Anyways,
Chelsea got robbed. We know this. Fact. That's
A
facts.
lot of handballs.
anyways,
A lot of. We mean, anyways, like they didn't get robbed. They literally, like Chelsea, literally got robbed. It's a disgrace.
That has nothing to do
It's a
with the quality of
disgrace.
Barcelona, and like in
No,
terms
it
of
was
history
just
books, is they
Chelsea.
got robbed.
Chelsea was just better than them. Like that's in that game. Like they were just better than them, and they got robbed. Anyways, yeah, I think the only I think Barca would be the only two teams that would be the only teams that would be like
yeah,
really considered like the greatest teams of all time.
yeah,
Yeah. So listen, like
yeah.
I guess I think I'll go with Man City.
You
I
just
think
you
I'll
just
go with
hate.
Man
You just
City.
like hating. Dude, this guy
Maybe.
just
But
hates
like
every team I like. Man City he hates. Nuggets he's starting to hate for no reason.
I am starting to hate.
Well,
Like,
no reason is
I don't hate the
you start
Cardinals.
hate.
I mean, we beat y'all in the Super Bowl.
yeah, but the
And
Cardinals
I
are
don't hate Man City.
non-existent.
The only times Man City has won a European trophy, I believe 1970 and 19 oh and last year, y'all motherfuckers had to wear the Milan. You know what I
Okay,
mean? Like y'all
bro,
had
we
to
had
wear
that
the.
for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. But
You're saying
you
European
know,
trophies?
yeah,
Oh yeah, like it's a whole other topic. When people say we
y'all
don't
needed
have
our
history, it's
jersey.
like yes, maybe in European, but soccer we had trophies before fucking any takeovers. So it's like, anyways,
Yeah,
that's a
but
whole
like
other
you
thing.
didn't
But
win
yes,
no. How
no,
many leagues did
we
you
weren't
win?
European giants. That's fine.
How
We're
many
making
leagues did you
history now.
win? How many leagues did you win before the Premier League?
When did the Prem start again?
92,
The 90s.
We had two.
92, 93. That's it.
Yeah,
Some
we had
looking like
two, but we
Roma.
also had a
That's some
bunch of.
Roma numbers out there.
Hey, we got three.
We had two
Was
before
it
the
you?
Premier League, and we had a bunch of FA Cups though.
Oh God.
Um,
Um,
I don't know what the English League Cup is.
Barry, was it with Paul when you were saying that Roma and Lazio aren't in the same tier?
They're not in the same tier.
Do you agree with that, Paul? Because I was thinking about that the other day, and I just think it's ludicrous. I really think
I
it's
need to
ludicrous.
look at the stats.
Bro, Roma has three Serie A titles.
Yeah.
Lazio has two. European, Lazio has a Europa League trophy. I don't think Roma has any.
They have a
Roma has been
conference.
to the
They have
Roma
a
has been to
participation
a
trophy.
Roma has been to a Champions League final in '85. They lost. I don't know about
I'll be honest
Coppa
with you.
Italia.
I understand how hard it is to get to a Champions League final, but if you don't win it, then it's nothing
Yes,
in the trophy
but dude,
case.
like for him to say they're not in the same tier to me is crazy. Like, no, they don't have a significant advantage in any department.
In terms of
Head to head.
statistics, they're pretty
Even
Better head to head.
sim.
We're pretty head. We're
Yes,
better head to
but they're
head.
pretty.
We have like a 10 game advantage
okay,
over them.
no, but
Yes,
so
I understand.
Inter,
But if you're
Inter,
working look, I'm not counting fan base, all business, this
no, we're
X
talking
Y
about
Z.
club.
I'm counting trophies,
Oh no,
head
no.
to head, all that. They're the same tier.
Thank you, thank you. That's all I'm saying. Because going off of your
When in
head-to-head
terms of
point,
passion for a club and what the club represents and all that
Roma,
extra
We have
non-tangible stuff,
we have
Roma,
yes,
such a
Roma
bigger
is
fan
way
base than
higher,
them.
for sure.
way higher in that sense. But if you're just telling me the quality that is on the pitch and what they've won, they are the same tier.
And even if you did an all-time team, I think Lazio's winning that game. That's all I'm
They
saying,
don't. They don't.
bro.
You just don't.
Nesta,
You just don't.
Yap Stam, Pavel Nedved, Ballon d'Or winner. Y'all don't have a Ballon d'Or winner. Um, Hernan Crespo, Veron, Immobile. No, I'm talking shit.
Okay, stop that right fucking now.
But bro, Nesta and Yapstam, like, can we keep it a buck, bro? Like, that's insane. Nedved, Veron,
We
Crespo.
got Walter Samuel. We got Cafu.
Walter
We
Samuel.
got the older guys. We got Emerson. We got Falcao. We got Bruno Conti.
All I'm saying is that you're the same tier because if we're going off of your logic, Milan would be the third best team in Italy, and that's not true because Inter and Juve have a better head-to-head than us,
Mhm.
and Juve has way more Serie A titles than us. But we're I would argue probably us or Juve the biggest team in Italy, and
Mhm.
you look at fan base, you look at European pedigree, you look at some of the names that have come through Milan, like we're better than Inter, like in my opinion. Like it's not. I don't think us and Inter are in the same tier. I think it's us and Juve. And like you said before, Barry, you're talking about you would put Juve in the same tier because they're more successful domestically, whereas we're more successful on the European side. But going back to Roma and Lazio, there's not enough of a gap in either European or um,
domestically.
domestically for me to say that you guys aren't in the same tier. That's all I'm saying.
I agree
I
with
just
that.
don't like being compared to them.
That's
Yes,
fair.
I
That's
understand. We understand your gripe with it.
fair.
However,
Don't like being compared
the
to them.
numbers don't lie.
And also, listen, sorry, not Roma. Juve and Inter. The only reason why these motherfuckers have a better head-to-head than us is because A, right now we're trash against Inter, and B, our banter era was like most of those losses came from like 2010 till like not till
Yeah,
like
that was a
Until now,
2019.
because you guys still can't beat Inter.
Inter, yes, but Juve, it was like when they were dominating in the mid
yeah. That's
2010s.
when they won like 10
Like
in a row for
we're
them.
not gonna beat them. Like so, if you eliminate like the last like 15 years, we probably
Okay,
better than them.
the last 2 decades.
Eliminate the last 2 decades.
Eliminate the
and we're
majority of my lifetime, and
No,
we're on
not
the same
decade.
page.
Just since 2010, let's just say since no, let's say 2012. Let's say 2012, 12 years.
if you say
We
2010, that's nearly two. It's nearly 2 decades.
pretend like the last 12 years didn't exist. We're better than them motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. All right. That's enough.
oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, that has been episode 11 of Unmatched. Um, we'll be back with you next week. First leg games will be done. I'm sure some NBA series will be done.
Be done.
NHL, some
I know at
NHL
least one will
series.
be done.
True, we didn't even
Exactly.
cover
So,
NHL.
yeah,
Yeah,
we didn't
we
cover
can cover
NHL. Listen, all I'm gonna say is that Dallas is. If they lose this
Okay,
series,
this is why
I'm
we didn't
done with
cover the
Dallas.
NHL.
I'm so confident with Vegas, and I've been confident with Vegas since the trade deadline.
I'm gonna be so honest with you. If Mark Stone didn't come back, I don't think they'd be up 2-0. I really don't.
But
I
everyone knew
think,
he was coming back. That's
but
the
I
whole
just think
thing.
it was like such a morale boost to the team.
Yeah.
And
Well, he's like everything aside, he's their best player.
yeah,
Like, because he's so good on both ends of the ice. He's the best defensive.
yeah,
He's not a point per game player, but in the playoffs, he knows how to turn it up
Yeah.
offensively.
yeah.
So
Also,
he's clutch. He's just that dude when it comes to playoffs. He's one of those guys that you team when it
yeah.
comes to these times of the year.
Also, I'm disappointed in Tampa. I'm not gonna spend too much on time in this, but um,
I'm not shocked by this series.
who do you think would be? Who do you think could come back from 3-0? Dallas or Tampa? If you had to choose one of them.
I would say like I don't think any of them will happen because of how good both
Yeah.
these teams are firing, and I think the finals will be Florida Vegas just because I think after last season's
Colorado, baby. Not Avalanche, baby.
after
They're
last season's
listening.
final with Florida, the run they went on last year kind of just stayed into the regular season into now, and I think they've just been on another level all year, and they've picked up good pieces. They picked up Tarasenko, they picked up some
Rangers
guys
are also really
that
good.
can help them. Yeah, no, absolutely.
And Shesterkin's finally
really
having a
player.
good series. I mean, granted,
Yeah.
it's against Washington, but
the Washington shouldn't be in the playoffs. They have a minus
that's why I
48 goal
wanted Pittsburgh in the
differential.
playoffs because I thought
Yeah.
Pittsburgh would have been a better
No,
playoff
no,
team.
no team with a minus 48 goal differential should be in a playoff.
No.
But besides that,
You
I
tried to
would
make
say
it
Dallas
off an
just
open net
because I think this is the end of the Lightning as we know it. I think all these players are aging. Like, not that they're too old, but they're kind of just all on the down. Not all on the down. Points still not old, but just from the fact of the season where Cooch was like 60 points ahead of the next closest guy on his team in points tells you the differential of this team and how Cooch really had to carry the team on his back this year. And I feel like their defense has kind of withered away over the last couple of years because of the salary cap, because of all the forwards they have. I don't think they're just as complete as they used to be. But I just think because Dallas has Ottinger, who is to me a stud of a goalie.
No. This motherfucker, with all due respect, has disappeared since that Game 7 against Calgary 2 years ago. In the playoffs, I don't know what's wrong with him. Him and Connor Hellebuck, and Shesterkin's lucky he had a good, because Connor Hellebuck, Shesterkin, Demko now. Well, Demko's injured, but we'll see when Demko comes back. Like a lot of these upper echelon goaltenders, Leverkusen's down 1-0 to Stuttgart in the 47th minute. Ottinger, a guy like Markstrom, a guy like Hellebuck. We'll see what Shesterkin does. Underachieve in the playoffs. Like they have great regular seasons, and once playoff time comes around, they don't know how to goaltend. Right? You go back to that Markstrom series against the Edmonton Oilers 2 years ago. Dog, bro, the man didn't know how to goaltend. The first game, the score was like 9-8, 8-7, whatever the fuck it was. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And Ottinger, a lot of people have been saying that they don't think Dallas has a guy that can just take over a game.
Mm-hmm.
No, they should. His name's Jake Ottinger, and he hasn't done it.
Yeah, he's done it before. That's the thing. So like we've seen him do it.
In the
But he's done
playoffs.
it in the regular season.
In the
In the
playoffs.
regular season he's done it a lot. But yeah, I get what you're from. But I think he's an X factor in that series, and if he can wake up and perform to the level everyone thinks he can, because of all the attributes he has, I think they could sway the series. But I don't think it's going to happen this year.
He needs to channel his inner JS Jair. That's what he needs to do.
Carey Price, like there's a bunch of these guys that have won series alone.
Exactly.
Jair's the only one in the last who knows how many years to win the Conn Smythe on the losing team. So that's
I don't think
different.
That's probably the only time that's happened.
Yeah.
I think it might have happened once earlier on. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it's never gonna happen again. People don't give trophies to losers anymore. Even though remember that one year with LeBron averaging 35 point triple double in the finals and still lost, and he didn't win it. So it's not gonna ever happen again.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, that's episode 11 of Unmatched, and next week will be probably even more loaded than this one. So we'll definitely have a lot of shit to talk about. But thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, talk shit, disagree, hate, whatever you want to do. We want interactions. And don't forget, who's the worst treble winning team? I think we can all agree the Barca is the best, but who's the worst treble winning? I'm going with Man City.
Yeah, but
peace.